Hello and welcome to the forest. My name is Sylfania and I'm the ranger. I forgot how to say. Yes, I'm an elven ranger. Bilingual variety VTuber. That's a mouthful. This is going well. The Ranger Roundtable. I know exactly how to do an intro. This is professionalism. It's not like I've done like 4 of these already. Totally. Yes.
We don't
hello,
need to be
Ava.
swapped, Ava.
Yeah.
We're perfect. We don't need swapping.
How do you swap that? Do I swap it on my end or? I don't know how to do that. That's actually a good idea.
Yeah. I don't normally do the group. I do individual people as different sources.
Because I guys have you like in a line. Hold up.
Yeah.
I will sort this out. Meanwhile, just quick introduction about me. Those of you who already are on my channel, you know me. But if you don't, if you're watching this on YouTube, hey, I'm Sylfania. I speak 2 languages. I stream absolutely random shit that comes to my mind. And this is the only actually regular segment I have so far, which every Friday we do a Ranger Roundtable with one of the wonderful VTubers I've met over my, I want to say 3 years of streaming and 2 years of VTubing. Yeah, it's been that long. So yeah, it's just gonna be featuring people, and some people will come back because, you know, availability and stuff, but my goal is to try to get, you know, as many people as I can onto this fun part. Now, our guests for tonight are wonderful Cappuccino and amazing Aqua. Please introduce yourselves. What, you know, tell me about your VTuber, what kind of content do you guys stream, etc., etc.
Do you want to go first?
Okay. So Aqua has time to think. Hi, I'm Cappuccino, a V artist, a VTuber, and aspiring. I guess aspiring. Literally, I'm just learning Python like a couple of hours ago. Aspiring V. That's what I like about being a VTuber is like you get to add V something to anything you're doing.
Yup.
So there are V programmers. So I'm attempting to be a V a virtual game dev for a visual novel.
Damn, that's real nice.
Fun. Yeah, it's
right.
been fun.
I think I can swap you, right? Can I swap you?
You can. I believe in you.
Ah.
If you select us as individual sources, you can just move us however you want on OBS.
All right, let me try this.
I am, yeah. So I'm a variety. Like most of my friends, I'm a variety streamer.
We're all variety, man. This is the most basic. It's the basic white girl of VTubing. For variety.
It is. It's like the pumpkin spice latte.
Oh.
Streaming.
Oh, okay.
I'm an artist. I'm an artist, an author, because I write the web novel. I do so many things. Ever since I left corporate, I've been doing so many gig type things. It's been fun. Yeah. How am I? I am nervous because there is an approaching typhoon. Because the Philippines is like the typhoon capital of like Asia right now or something. We have back to back storms. It's crazy.
Yeah, so before you continue, I've tried to align both of your little Fujis so they're like, kind of, you know, talking to each other or like the same picture because they're taken from the same picture, right?
Yeah, they are.
So I've been trying to align them, so it's a little bit wonky, but I like it. Sorry, carry on. Crazy ass typhoon. We will hear more about the typhoon after Aqua introduces himself.
Yeah.
I didn't want to.
You have to. You're not getting any candy.
God damn it. Hi. Me Aqua. Me slime on internet. Me also variety, but me don't stream as often cause me got 2 jobs. Hi.
We relate.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Cool.
Also,
Oh, yeah.
Also, he likes His most recent venture is hand cams because he likes opening Pokemon cards.
Ooh, listen, you should just extort that niche, my man. Okay, if you got a niche, you got a niche. You gotta go with it, man.
Yeah.
Variety ain't cool anymore.
I do have a Gundam just down there. I still need a build.
Dude, I mean, this is weird. I used to do like hand cams for like Warhammer mini building streams, and to this date, one of my Warhammer mini building streams has like around, I think, 4,000 views on YouTube. It is my best viewed video. I have no idea how.
Oh my God.
It like fell into like this Warhammer like society recommended list. So like after a lot of Warhammer lore videos that used to come up, and I was like, how? I didn't put the right tags. I didn't do anything. So I'm telling you, hand cams are the shit. You should do more of that.
Duly noted. I'll be sure to.
Oh yeah, definitely post. Yeah.
I need a build just soon.
Post that on YouTube as well. I don't know why. YouTube just... I feel like because with YouTube, especially on demand, this is something that's super relaxing. It's like put something in the background while you're working, programming, cleaning, folding your laundry. You know? So it's actually much more popular than a stream if you're doing like relaxing hand cams and stuff.
Yeah.
Hey! Hello, Sully.
It also uses body doubling, if I remember right. Or Kia does a lot of time.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I do. It's the same principle where like I draw on stream, I get I get my projects done, and somebody in the background puts me on because me working is like, oh shit, I have to work too.
You know,
it's all good.
Yeah, you know what's really cool? I don't know if Akira's gonna pop up here, but Akira does the same thing. He streams his jewelry making business. Like he's a jewelry maker, and so he has like a hand cam jewelry making business stream. Sometimes he streams like his 3D modeling for his stuff, but yeah, that's pretty cool, man.
It is.
Handcrafts.
It's amazing. Yeah, you would think, right? You'd initially, as a streamer, you'd think no one's gonna want to watch me make stuff, but there's a really big pocket of people who love watching you make stuff.
Sometimes I wish I could do my job via VTubing, but honestly, it's not even the fact that like I need to hide it or anything. The problem is I need to move around a lot. Like in my job, I have to wear comfortable shoes because I walk along the lab so much. There isn't really like sitting down on my ass and doing something for a few hours. It's just on. I don't even get time to drink water. And considering how empty my lab is, I can just fucking put up a camera and nobody's gonna say shit. Like I mean, my coworkers might see it and go, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm streaming," and then they might, "Okay, just don't get me on camera." And I'm like, "Alright." But it's yeah. It's just I don't know. You said just do what?
I was just gonna say just do what I can't remember the channel, but there's a other YouTuber who does like cycling for charity. He just has a big ass backpack, nice phone attached to his wrist, and apparently streams the entire journey. Just recreate that, but for the lab work. I'm
thinking it's just not that exciting. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, fellow nerds will assemble.
Yeah, you know what I could do? A lot of it is when I'm doing, like, there's one part that I can do on a computer, and technically I can stream, which is like cryo data collecting, but it's so boring. It's just me clicking things, taking pictures of proteins and ice, and then being like, okay, I need to select grid squares, and 4 hours later I'm like, right, I'm ready to start this automated data collection. Whee! Watch it go! Oh shit, I need more squares. Okay, pause it. Let's go add more squares. I guess that's...
I'd be so down to watch that.
Yeah. Problem is, like, usually it, like, the session starts at 9 because you screen your grids. And then it kind of, like, last Tuesday, I started at 9 a.m. and I finished at 6:30 p.m. No breaks.
Oh, dear God.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah. Because I like, the sooner you do all of this, like, initial prep, the sooner you start your collection. And then it's, like, 2 days. You just keep an eye on it to see if it's going. But yeah. Yeah, hopefully this data collection is the last one. If I have to do another one, I'll definitely stream it. I'll do it from home again.
Hell yeah.
Problem is, sometimes I do have to talk to, like, the professional who is, like, on the other end of the microscope, because they, like, they need to ask me like, oh, what magnification you want? Do you want me to set up the beam and everything else? And then I might have to like, I probably won't mute my stream, but you guys will hear me talking on like WhatsApp or something with somebody else, like, hello. But yeah, like actual lab work, I don't know. I've never streamed from my phone. Have any of you streamed from your phones before?
Absolutely never.
Nope.
Unless it's through like Discord and I'm just streaming my screen.
Yeah, because like I'm thinking in the lab though, my biggest problem is I don't even watch videos anymore. I just listen to audiobooks because I can put my phone in my pocket, lab coat pocket, gloves on, headphones in, lab coat on, and then my hands are free, my eyes are free, my brain is kind of free, and then my lab coat is on me to protect me from all the spilling I do. And then I can just crack on with my experiments. I feel like in this kind of job, just to discuss more about like hand cam streams and like job streams. I feel like it's easier to do when, for example, you're doing something like you're just cycling, so you have to focus on cycling, but you just have your phone running in the background. You don't need to read chat. You're just going for it, right? Or if you're doing something on a computer, you can have OBS running in the side, and then you can even have your model, and it's all good, well and good, right? Even if you're doing a hand cam sitting on the table, it's still doable. But for any kind of job where sometimes you're at the table, sometimes you're at the bench, sometimes you're at the microscope, sometimes you have to go outside up to the 3rd floor for some reason to use a centrifuge. Then you have to go down to the basement again. Then you have to go talk to somebody. Then a student catches you and they're like, oh, please show me how to do this. And you're like, oh my fucking God, okay. You sit down, an hour later, you're like, fuck, I'm late. You go to run to your incubation. I feel like it's ADHD fueled chaos to the point where I don't think, I mean, it'd be interesting to watch, I'm not gonna lie. My work day is quite fun. The problem is it's gonna be a nightmare to film and like to stream. So
that's fair.
Yeah. So if you guys don't mind me asking, I've always wondered, you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but like what kind of jobs, like IRL jobs you do. You can be as vague as you like. You can just say like I work in this field or something if you don't want to be too specific.
You want to go first, Awkward, or should I go first?
Yeah, you can go first if you'd like.
Okay. Well, since I left I used to be a copywriter. Then I worked in social media for like a year, and then I got tired of corporate, then I left corporate, and I've just been streaming, drawing, and writing for the last year. Yeah.
That's cool. So you're like a full-time writer / artist then.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
As for me, it used to be tech related, but then due to a lot of events and a lot of moving, I happened to choose the perfect area where within like 100 miles, no one seems to be hiring for tech positions.
Yeah.
I don't understand. It's like, I chose an area in between 2 massive cities, but it's just far enough away that I don't get the job alerts for them, and there's not really easy transport to them.
Oof.
So yeah, I regret some life decisions, so at the moment I'm currently doing retail, hence why I've been able to get a lot of Pokemon.
Ah, I see. That makes sense. I mean, I don't know what kind of... I assume the kind of tech job you're doing cannot be done remotely, needs to be done on site, right?
Most of the time, yes.
I see, yeah. Because a lot of time, these days people say tech job, and they're like, oh, so you can, like, totally work from home, and you're like, not all jobs, though.
No.
So, yeah. Cool.
That's like a small slice of tech, I think, where people expect that they work from home. They're just very loud about it.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that like week where I can work from home sounds amazing. Mostly because, like, to me, I spend about 2 hours a day every day to go to work. Like in total, like I waste 2 hours a day, including in total about a 40-minute walk up and down a hill. So 20 minutes in the morning and in the evening, and about like 25-minute or longer tube ride, which a lot of the time going there is fine because I never wake up early enough to be in the rush. But when I come back, it's like the rush time, and I'm like, oh my god, I like a sardine in a
no,
goddamn sardine in a tin can. Summer's horrible, but like, and so whenever I have the chance, like, hey, you don't have to waste 2 hours of your day going to work. I'm like, yes, get up, please, let me work from home. A lot of the time, unfortunately for me, it's like it's a luxury. It's like, oh yes. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I feel like although for me personally, if I had a full-time work from home job, like my partner does it. He's been full-time remote for like 5 years now, 4 years, ever since COVID started. And he never wants to, he never wants to go back because he's a manager job, like, and he's a marketing manager. So all he does is like bunch of, I don't know, I always pass by his room and see what he does. He does like spreadsheets, a lot of meetings, a lot of explaining like brochures and planning. And then, you know, when he plans this event, most of the time he needs to go supervise that everything's going well. And then he, like, that's the only thing. Like, you plan this event in like half a year in advance. Then you go to this event that's 1-2 days, usually in the UK. And then you go back. And you plan another, like, and you have a bunch of events like this planned. That's his job. Which I find to be, like, the fun part is he can just go to the US all like, for a week. All fees waived. Everything paid for. It's freaking great. But yeah.
To business class.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
But problem is, like, I would die from the absolute dullness of the entire job outside of these few, you know, weeks of travel in the year. I also really dislike air travel, so I couldn't do a job that's just travel. So yeah, it's like, I find like if I was working from home, I probably just end up not working. I need the incentive, like when I show up to work, I'm like, I'm already here. It made such effort to show up, I might as well do the work and then go home. Like, I can't like slack off while I'm here.
Yeah.
That's fair.
You need that actual environment to be
working in. Yeah. Especially because I've realized lately, a lot of the work that I'm, like, in my previous job, I was the only one in the lab who was doing a certain project, so I had nobody except my boss to, like, bounce ideas off of, but my boss was always busy, so we would have, like, a weekly meeting, and that's about it. But in the lab that I'm in now, everybody's kind of working on the same project in a way, but different aspects of that project. And it's actually really useful to bump into someone in the lab and like, hey, I had this question. I know you were doing this experiment. Did it work? And they're like, yes, actually. I'm like, I'm thinking of doing it with my thing. And you don't have to explain to them from the beginning because they already know what you're working on. They're like, actually, this might work with this mutant you have. Come, I'll show you how to use this equipment. And literally within a few seconds, you're like, oh, cool, great. Set up. Same thing for you. Like, if people are like, hey, I hear you're doing this cool fluorescent thing. Can I give you my protein and you do it? If you get some pictures, send them my way. I'm like, yeah, sure. That's just an extra thing I need to look at, and I'll do that. And, you know, I feel like you need that when you're in the lab, in person.
Oh yeah, I agree. There's some things you cannot do remotely. Like you have to be in person. Which is true.
Okay.
Like for work from home, there's like a specific branch of people who thrive on it. And there's other people who are like, I can't. I've been both.
Yeah.
And I prefer work from home because after like 5 or 6 years of clients nitpicking on everything I've written for them, it's nice to be able to go at my own pace and just say, okay, so I also have, like, since I take art commissions, I can update clients on here's what I'm doing because I'm used to communicating. It's nice to just have people, you know, not nitpicking or shouting at me because I did something wrong, even if I just followed whatever they wanted.
Yeah, that's very counterproductive environment. I'm sorry you had to go through that.
Yeah.
But yeah, good thing is, like, for me, I find like the working from home sometimes is very useful because, like, oh, Sam is away, dog is sick, someone must watch dog, and I'm like, oh great, I can do my job without leaving the house. This is amazing. And some days I'm just burned out. Like, especially because I think when you get to like I guess semi-senior position, I don't know. Like I'm not a student, I am staff, but I'm not the boss. You know what I mean? I'm not like the professor, but I'm like the second best thing to students. So I feel like I get drained a lot by I get inspired by students, but I also get drained a lot by like, oh, I had this plan in my head, and then the student derailed me by like, can you show me how to do this? And I feel like my job is like in my job description is to help the students as well. So okay, I will show you, and then I get distracted. About an hour later, I'm like, oh shit.
Aww.
Yeah, but which is great sometimes because I actually get really big fulfillment from explaining something to somebody and them being like, oh, great, I get it now, and them actually getting it and getting excited about it, or you know, being able to help someone with something I know, because I think I spent so long but feeling like an idiot, and I still feel like an idiot. But when you manage to help someone, that validates that you're not an idiot because you helped someone.
Yes.
So I think I enjoy that feeling.
Yeah. I think it's also tough, right? Because when you spend a long time in your field of study feeling like you haven't learned enough or like, you know, you have advanced enough to not be called a beginner, but you still have so many more things to learn.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you forget that your current pool of knowledge is not something someone has access to, and that's really cool.
Yeah, I think
Validating.
yeah. Hi, German streamer. How you doing? We're good. We're doing a Ranger Roundtable with lovely guests. Feel free to ask any questions in chat. We're just chatting between ourselves, but obviously, if chat puts any questions in, I'll read them out, and the gang will answer. But yeah, I find like in my case, it's a lot more like practical technique. Like I've gotten a PhD in this particular subject, and while I've gotten it a while back now, 2021, so it's been like 4 years. Like the field has moved on a little bit. I still have extensive experience in like, because at the time I had to understand it well enough to write a thesis. So explaining it in an easy way to new students, like some fundamental concepts. I'm like, yeah, I can do this. This is pretty, like, I found a way to explain this because I had to dig around and understand it for like a while back. So here we go. And a lot of like practical stuff that I can do. Teaching people like how to use a microscope, how to use the software. I enjoy that. Or like I see someone doing a presentation, and this is like professional occupancy. I see people do like graphs, but they don't make graphs from scratch. Like a lot of like, you realize a lot of scientific software, whatever the equipment did something, it will spit out a graph because you do need to visualize it, right? Oh, okay. There's a fight going on. Let me just do boss easy. It's just a mini game that they're fighting the boss. If you guys want to fight the boss as well in chat, feel free. Yeah, feel free to ask questions about if you want us to give you reviews on something. Join the fight. Let me actually put it in front. Actually, I'll just put the Discord reactive a little bit behind. I'll just lift you guys. There you are. I'll put you guys up here, next to my head.
CS will always choose Necromancer.
It's my turn to be the bard.
Yeah. So, continuing my rant. Basically, like, I see, you know, the software spits out graphs for you. But the problem is every software is designed by a different software developer because it's, you know, a different company. And they all have different styles of graphs. And a lot of the time when you're giving a presentation, I see a lot of new students, they just take a picture of, like, or save the PNG from the software they're using to graph it. But then I sit there and I'm like, you do know that this, like, you can just, if it's a graph of any kind, you can export an Excel sheet and then use a different software, which is standardized graph making, which you can compare graphs from like different machines and different softwares. And it's very useful to keep those Excel files because for later date, when you do have to do this for your thesis or compare, you don't have to like go chasing that raw data anywhere. You have it. And it's very easy. It does take a little bit more effort. Like it is an extra 30 minutes of your day, but then it just looks so much more professional rather than like, oh, I just took a picture with my phone off a computer screen. I'm like, that does not look professional, my dude.
Especially when you're reviewing it and you can see every individual pixel.
Oh yeah, you can see all them pixels. Like it's yeah, that's kind of, so I really enjoy like helping people out with this kind of thing. One thing I do a lot and I actually enjoy doing is like looking at people's PowerPoint presentations and being like, okay, this is too much text, do it this way. Because one thing I think I'm proud of myself for. I might be a complete idiot in science, but the one thing I can do is whip up a professional looking, easy to follow for any kind of level presentation. I am an expert at PowerPoint, okay? I know.
Oh yeah.
That is the skill.
I know how to make, like, I had to adjust my PhD thesis presentation from anywhere to a 5-minute presentation, to a 15-minute presentation, to a 30-minute presentation, to an hour. And then, of course, and change it according to different levels of who watch me. Like, some of them, like, I have a different presentation for, like, the microscopy specialists, so I give them all the nitty-gritty details and all the tables and all the stats and all the shit that they care about. And then I have one for people who never done microscopy. I'm like, these people don't care. I'm just gonna explain why what I'm doing is important and why this is the only way to do it. I even have a presentation for like non-scientists. I'm like, okay, how do I explain what I do to non-scientists? It's a skill, but I'm good at that. This is one thing I'm good at. Put that on my CV and I'll die on that hill.
Why? When do you release poison spores?
All the time. All the time.
This is so many times.
Because a lot of the time people were playing in normal and they buffed the boss. That's why.
That's fair.
Actually, I've missed. While I was chatting, I missed a message in chat from German streamer. Worked on some Haikyuu edits for 2 months. I mean, if you want to send your edits to the Discord, I can take a look at it and then after the stream tell you what I think. I do have like media and music thing in Discord where you can post like random links to things, and I'll react. I mean, sure. Yeah, that's fine. It's not gonna be on stream, but as long as you join the Discord, I can add you even now. So if you want the Discord, it's either an about section or it's socials. Yeah, and then I have to manually give you like permissions and stuff because I get so. Okay, one thing I want to talk about with you guys about to rant before you explain the hurricane situation. Do you guys get so many goddamn bots in your Discord? Like, how do you prevent that? Like, I get so many bots. It's not even funny. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, I used to get a lot of Discord, but this is before I deleted my server because as a streamer, I felt like it was like too much pressure to keep up with, especially if I'm not really active on my own Discord.
Yeah.
Because at a certain point, right, other streamers will make the server like their home base for almost everything. But I'm always with Aqua, so I didn't really need like a community hub because I think at that point where I was in streaming, I wasn't active. I wasn't very active on. Oh, praise target.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah. While you guys are doing the fight, I just want to ask some German streamer, what's your Discord tag? Because I need to give you manual. Like my Tatsu doesn't work. So, which is actually good, because if the bots come in, they can't see any channels. Because even if they click on Tatsu stuff, they still can't see any channels until I give them permissions. So, that's you. Yeah. I was this close to kicking you, buddy, because I was like, what is this strange thing? But then okay, cool. This is my comment to people. When keep your tag the same in Twitch, in Discord, on socials, even if you're not streaming, even if you're just a viewer, mostly because it's easy for streamers to know who you are. Because if your nickname is one thing on Discord, and then your nickname is different on Twitch, people like me with short-term memory, we will forget who you are. And we will not be able to recognize you. I've done this many times and embarrassed myself, but that's kind of how it works. Alright, I believe, yeah. So this, just a hashtag, like just a general rule. And obviously, if you are a streamer, that is essential. Because people need to know who you are, who you is.
That's true. Keep your branding. The problem is if your username is different everywhere, you have to be pretty active in the streamer's channel so they know you.
Yes, so keep your username the same everywhere.
So many spores.
I know.
Awesome. I have the music and vid recommendations channel that you should be able to see. Post stuff on there. I will take a look later after stream. All right. Ava, I think you are active enough, Ava. You can tell. I'm not. I'm woefully not active on Discord. I take a look at it sometimes. I'm a lurker, which is like having your own Discord channel is not very good when you're a lurker because you don't start conversations. um,
Yep.
but it's useful
Yep.
for having like rooms to have collabs with, for posting certain things. Like one thing for me, because I'm like, as I said, I'm bilingual. A lot of my Russian viewers, they don't have like X, they don't have Blue Sky. They have Telegram, but I don't want to have a third social network I have to keep up with, so no. So I just basically say follow my Discord, and they get notifications that I go live, like on YouTube from Discord. And they found it useful. Simply just to have like the people who want to get notifications from a specific like channel or from specific stream you're doing, they can get it much faster, because so far Discord notifications is better than the rest I found. Like if you know like certain channel like going live, like they went live. So yeah.
It's incredibly useful.
Mm.
For me, I just didn't use it enough, and I have this weird thing where I'm a freelance. Essentially freelance, so it's important for other people to see my stuff. But I
Mm.
hate marketing my own stuff because I
Yeah.
feel like I'm bothering people.
Yeah.
So I just,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I was just do this and then I just deleted it.
You guys won! Let me remember what happens when you win the easy fight. It's been so long since people redeemed these. I don't actually remember. Let me double check. I think for this one, it's opening the suggestion box for the ultimate wheel for for like 3 minutes or something. I think. Let me double check. For the easy one.
Fun.
Yeah, the suggestion box is open for 3 minutes. Usually for like streamathons, it's open all the time, but here it's, and obviously XP gain. We're gonna so start thinking about what you can redeem or like put on the ultimate wheel for me to redeem later. Certain things, if they've already been redeemed, I'll remove, and I will refund you your points. Don't worry. But first, we're gonna give boosts to people's characters.
Let's go.
Hold up.
Okay, so what about your Discord, Aqua? Because some of Aqua's friends had no idea what happened to his Discord.
Oh yeah, what
I
has
won't-
happened to your Discord?
I deleted it as well.
Oh, bro, wow.
It's one of those where I didn't use it, I didn't advertise it. I mostly created it just to learn like how Discord servers would work. So that way if someone had a problem I could just help with it. Which is kind of similar to why I started streaming.
Quick question before I continue. We had Necromancer, Bard, and who else? Priest, right?
Priest. Yeah.
Alright. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the closest to Priest, so we're gonna level Priest.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So you decided to learn how to set up a Discord server?
Quite basic one, and learn like some of the more popular bots people use in them.
Mm-hmm.
Because the amount of times my friends have gone, wait, you recommend that? How do I use this? Help! That's it. So my Discord part is just me learning and experimenting.
Okay, second skill for the avatars. I'm gonna have to shut down the avatars real quick. And then it always happens, yeah. And then we do we do priest. And skill 2. Skill 2 is heal. So
yes,
let's do we wanna increase the heal amount? Or I mean, it already does max allies from 5 to 7. So I guess I'll just increase the healing amount. It's not the animation. It's gonna be the action.
Oh yeah, we'll need it.
We're gonna do
it just gets harder.
Yeah, we're gonna do 50 to 70 because it was 48 to 67. There you go.
Nice.
Just a little bit Just a little boost. Because easy, there's no drawback when you fail, and easy is pretty doable with 3 people. It's like you kind of farm XP with easy boss, and so if I'm not gonna give you crazy big improvements for this, but eventually when you can do normal, that gives you like a lot more cool shit. So for the normal mode, I believe we make a D&D mini boss or an NPC with me on stream to add it to my D&D campaign, or Daggerheart, depending on what people want. And the hard one is well, it used to be Jackbox round with chat, but I find like that might be a little bit too disruptive. So instead I'll do like because actually I was running out of memory on my computer, so I deleted my Jackboxes. But it could be like a separate Jackbox stream. I don't know, what do you guys think? For a hard level boss, which is pretty difficult. What would you think would be a fun reward for people participating?
A reward for a hard boss fight.
Yeah, because like easy is the suggestion box, which will be open in a few minutes, so stay tuned. Medium is you design or help me design an NPC or a mini boss that goes into one of the campaigns, so they become your creation. I've already included a merchant, and there is another mini boss that's coming up for D&D that was designed by chat. So,
Oh god.
yeah.
Chat cooked this time.
No, but like I don't make them too ridiculous. I make them work. It's like I ask what kind of character you want, and then I kind of weave them into story. And I don't ask for a full backstory. I'm like, what race do you want them to be? What class? What cool skills? Any cool like stuff about them, or you know, any personality traits? And then I do the rest of the story myself. Yeah, you should. You should. It's because we were talking about people doing. I was talking to you, Akira. People, we were talking about people doing their sort of job on stream, or streaming while working. So yeah. So any ideas, guys? I mean, the Jackbox round was before when I used to do Jackbox a lot, but I find Jackbox with strangers is, I don't know, it's a bit weird. It doesn't work as good as when you're drunk and with friends.
Yeah. I always like designing. I like designing bosses with people.
Yeah. But like that's like the
Mini
meat.
bosses
Yeah,
with
but that's like
PCs.
the medium reward. So I don't know what to do for the hard reward.
So hard's got to be something even more impressive than that.
I
But what's more impressive?
I don't know.
I
And
don't know.
something I can do.
After hard, at that point, just add the. I don't know. It was for me. I think it'd be cool if I as a chatter could become an NPC that people will talk to, like the players will talk to in Daggerheart or the runs. I think that's nice.
But then obviously this like for the hard thing, it was a team effort. And I want to reward everybody on the team. I don't want to reward just one person from the team. That would feel a little bit, you know. Because the way the mini boss gets designed is usually when people redeem that and they win, I'm like, oh, oh. No, Archie had a lip stuck on his tooth, so Sam was trying to show it to me to see, because it was very cute. But yeah, sorry, I got distracted with the normal with the normal boss. Whenever it gets defeated, I like tab out from whatever game I was playing, and because all I do it in D&D Beyond if it's for D&D, or if for Daggerheart, I can just like have a Word document and put notes in. That's it. Like, so it's not very disruptive. I can do that. And I do it with the people who did win, so they get to like pitch in and vote for certain things, and throw ideas in chat. So something along those lines, but like that's worthy of a hard boss. I'm thinking, what could it be?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I am blanking
That's
here.
hard.
Yeah, I'm blanking.
It is pretty hard.
Ah, man. Maybe I don't like. I would say maybe drawing something, but I don't draw often enough for this to be a thing.
Unless you switch it then. So if like the team effort of winning, you can actually create the mini boss if they do the hard, but then change the word in the medium tier to be something less impressive.
That could be a thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you suggest? I'm asking for ideas. This is what Ranger Roundtable is about. Not only do we just chat about ourselves, sometimes I got a lecture about the classics from a wonderful VTuber before. Then me and Ava just honestly shared manhwas. We literally sat for like an hour and said, "Have you read this? No, I'll send it to you. Have you read this one? No, I'll send it to you." and now we're discussing how to improve my redeems. I swear, these Ranger Roundtables are like the most chaotic fucking thing. I love it. But no, we'll move on from this because I still want to hear about the typhoon. Yeah, prepare yourself for all the details. Do the research. You have time.
Oh no, I've had the weather page up since I got up.
Oh man.
Yeah, because it's active. It's an active typhoon. Its name is Typhoon. For us in the Philippines, it's Yuan, but for everyone else, it's called Fengwong, so they can find the typhoon to verify. I think it's a super typhoon. It's as
Damn.
big. It's as big as our country. So I'll put the map in our group so you can see how big it is
All right.
versus the
Do you know what
approaching
category
country.
it is?
Oh, the active warnings are already direct in the northern part. It's gonna be a category 5.
Oh dear
So
God.
yeah, for where I am, it's a category 3, which isn't that bad, but it's still terrible.
Ooh.
And most people in the Philippines are angry because the flood response is dog shit. It is terrible because the official leaning in the politic as the case usually is. What happened was a lot of the a lot of the budget and projects that are dedicated to flood effort, it's just pocketed. So the people are left to fend for themselves. It's very annoying. And
Damn.
one of the most famous traits of being a Filipino is, besides the hospitality, is resilience. But it's resilience born from we have no choice but to cope. We have no choice but to survive because the government isn't doing shit.
Sorry, I'm just looking at this giant fucking red whirlpool that is this typhoon heading towards the Philippines slowly. My God. That must be anxiety inducing. Fucking hell.
It's terrible. It's like it doesn't matter how often we get hit by typhoon. Like in the Philippines, there's only wet and dry season. So it's either really hot or it's really rainy and really cold.
Oof.
But it's devastating.
All right. Well,
if the region if the region that directly gets hit, it's usually very devastating. I'm lucky enough that I live in the city, but if the city is flooded, if the cities ever get flooded, like what more up in the provinces, Because this is why I'm very passionate about agriculture and forestation, because people are deforesting to build houses, and when flooding comes, there's no more tree. There's really few trees along the mountain ranges to suck up all that water. So it's like, what are we gonna do?
It's like that meme of somebody cycling, putting a thing into a cycle, and then, oh no! I fell. It's like, yeah, well... shouldn't have cut out all those trees, bro. You were fully aware of what you're doing. There's hundreds of papers of research on this, and just don't pay attention. Oh man, I do hope you feel safe and everything is. Do keep us updated on how everything is going.
I will.
But yeah,
don't worry.
good luck. Yeah. That's all I can say in this situation.
True, it's worse because me and my real life friends, these are friends I've had since I graduated from university. So it's around a decade now. I've known them for a decade now. We were supposed to meet up this weekend, and then we saw the weather reports, and we were like, maybe not this time, unfortunately.
Yep.
Because since I work from home, it's true, I don't get very much. I call it I call it enrichment because it goes back into snakes. Like snakes, sometimes they need to be set free for their enrichment time.
Mm.
So I'm mostly at home, but then there are pockets of time where like, shit, I need to socialize again. Because sometimes, like among my friends, I am the most introverted. So sometimes they message me and be like, "Are you still alive? We haven't heard from you in months." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm still here.
I'm
I'm
just in
fine."
hermit. I'm just in hermit mode. My mom is the same. She calls me like I have this thing because she used to call me every single day. I was like, okay, this is really unsustainable, mom. I'm trying to live my life and stream and do other things, and you're just not. Nothing has happened since yesterday since you called me. Okay, so I'm gonna do this every Sunday. I'm gonna call you. And not only you, I'm gonna call my grandma in Russia. I'm gonna call my uncle. I'm gonna call you all, okay? And I always call my grandma first because she goes to bed early, and there's a big time difference. Then my uncle because he also goes to bed early because he has got a 7-year-old, and then my mom because the time difference is less and she usually is up quite late. And usually with her, we have like my grandma, okay, 20-minute conversation with my uncle, 20-minute, 15-minute conversation with my mom, 3-hour conversation. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to call you last. And every time for the last 2 years that I called her on a Sunday, every time she picks up the phone, have you called your grandma and your uncle? And I'm like, yes, mom, like I did every single Sunday for the last 3 years. I've called them first, and I'm calling you last. Now I have all the time in the world to chat. And she's like, okay. And next week she asked me it again, and I'm like, yes, mom, I've already called them, as I said previous week. But yeah, I feel like if I didn't do that, I would forget that people exist, and I just like lock myself in a bubble of broken sleep schedule and just
True.
yeah.
True.
It is an amazing life to have. I have a lot of regrets doing it.
What the hermit?
Yes.
I reckon there'd be health like problems if you do it for too long.
Yeah, if not
More
physically,
likely.
it takes a toll mentally. Like
Yeah,
cabin fever is a real thing.
really. Huh.
Yeah, for me, cabin fever was a real thing. Like in COVID, like initially during COVID, I thought I'd be fine because I'm used to staying. Like I'm most more of a homebody anyway. So anytime there's an option to stay home, I will stay home. But it's different when you stay home because you want to versus you have to stay home. You have to stay isolated for survival
I mean,
reasons.
I'm gonna give a hot take here, but COVID
Yeah,
was like the best time for me.
it
Mostly
Yes, it
because
was.
was.
I loved COVID. Mostly because I didn't have to go anywhere. I don't have to leave the fucking house. I can just stay in the pajamas. No, to be fair, I had to be out the second month of COVID because I was considered one of the essential workers because I was in the middle of my PhD.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see anyone, so I just walked to work because it was 30 minutes away. And then I lived in a studio at the time, so I could walk around my room without a mask on. I lived in my own house. And then like I would go to work, I'd do my work, I'd go home, and I'd stay there. And then a lot of the weeks, like when it was full shutdown, I was like, yes, 2 months of vacation. But basically, like I've had people who are like so stir crazy, and just me sitting there like I did so much introspection about who I am because I realized that before that time I was hyper social because I had this problem of I wanted to please people.
Yeah.
So it stems from the fact that like I moved countries when I was 12 and I needed to quickly blend in and make people like me so I'm not going to be isolated at this new school with a new language. And then at 18 I moved to a new country with a new language, a new university alone, you had to like this ingratiating yourself to every single social group around you to like to see so nobody would have any problems with you. It's very stressful. And at some point I think I lost who I was because I was like I would be talking to people and they'd say like I would be like, oh, I really like Doctor Who, yeah, and then they're like, actually I think Doctor Who's derivative. I'm like, well, it's not that good. Like immediately changed
Oh
my
my
fucking
god.
like
Yeah.
mind like instantly to blend in the conversation. Nowadays I'm like, you know what, nah, fuck you. I like Doctor Who. You may not like him. I like the show. Yeah, it's derivative, but I enjoy it. I'm much more like if I like something, I like something. I'm not gonna shit on what you like, but if I don't like it, I'm just gonna tell you. I'm not gonna like forcibly change my personality and mind. And all of that came from the self-reflection of COVID. So I actually think it was necessary for me. I mean, it was a horrible disease that killed millions of people. You know, locked the entire world. But that time for me was a good introspection. What about you?
Didn't voluntarily leave the house. It was pretty okay.
Yeah.
I liked it.
What about you, Aqua?
Mostly because
Yeah.
yeah, mostly because we proved work from home is a real thing.
Mm.
We're fine.
I would have loved COVID so much more if I was not classed as a key worker as well.
Oh, yeah.
Because at the
For
time, I was in food production. I worked in a bakery.
Mm. Wow.
And I don't know why exactly, because it was like half the staff were there, the other half were furloughed. So I don't know why in particular I got to stay instead of furloughed. But oh well.
Hey, you got paid, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Always small mercies.
Yeah.
You know. Cool.
I want to do home and do nothing.
Yeah, me too. I feel like every vacation I take, it's just not enough anymore. I think because I think since, I don't know about you guys, but since education, like since I started high school, I've not had like a proper summer break or like any kind of break. Maximum I had was a Christmas break for like a week or two. And there was that 1 month in September 21 because there was like 4 birthdays and a wedding that I just told my boss, like, I'll take my laptop and I'll finish my paper, but I'm gonna be gone for a month because I'm in Russia. And he's like, yeah, okay. Was it 2021? I don't remember when it was. It was like an entire month of me doing shit, and I was like, yeah, No, it was 2019. Sorry, it was 2019. But yeah, apart from that, I think I went from job to job to job to job to job. So it's like never had an extended break, which is good because, you know, I always had money to pay my rent, but also it is exhausting.
Oh, well, as somebody who worked for an agency for like 5+ years, I didn't take a break either. So by the
Mm-hmm.
time I left the company, I was so burnt out. Like I'm much better now, especially since I got to for 3 months, I just up and went to the US to visit my mom. So it was a lot of time spent where I wasn't thinking about anything like real. She made me relax for real. She was like, "Don't do any, like, don't do anything."
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it really is healing. I hope you get more extended vacations.
Yeah.
I mean, the only next one would be in between my jobs, but even then, because we'd probably be moving, I don't think we can afford not have a month of salary for me.
No.
That is how
That's
expensive
fair.
it is to live in the UK, but
Yes.
I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Like maybe I'm just get this thing before for me it was visa related, like I can't have breaks in between my jobs. I need to have it. But for
Mm-hmm.
now that I don't need one, it's like I don't know, might take one. Um or just save up all my vacation and just take it all in one go. I don't know. I'll see. This Christmas break I took a little bit longer, so I actually have 3 weeks of like Christmas break. So
Yeah.
I'll see how I feel after that, and if that is enough for me, then I don't need that like break in between jobs. If it's not, then I might like basically because I'll finish this job that I'm in at a certain date anyway, and then I'll just tell my next job I'll be starting a month from maximum a month. I can't afford to stay longer than a month. Like I'll be like I'll take a month break in between, and then
Yeah, just
start
take
that
a
job.
sabbatical.
Yay.
I feel like I'm too young. What is the sabbatical? I never really understood. Can someone explain to me what a sabbatical is?
Sabbatical, period of paid leave granted to a uni teacher or another worker for study or travel. Traditionally, 1 year for every 7 years they worked.
Yeah.
Dictionary.
Yeah, I've never worked anywhere
Yeah.
for 7 years, so um that's not like the longest I've worked anywhere is 2.5 years.
But the definition my friend uses, because I have one of these friends who hustles hard because the life the life she wants is bigger than one salary, so she has like 2 or 3 jobs so she can afford to go out of the country. When
Mm.
she says I'm taking a sabbatical, that means she's gonna go somewhere else and not talk to anybody and just enjoy herself, like in the moment, where she's not worrying about where to get the next th- money. It's, I think for her, it's like when you check into a spa and then you don't think about anything for a
Oh,
couple of
I can
days.
do that at work. It's called dissociating. I can do that at work. At will. just close your brain and be complete like dead. Dead zombie. Just sit there like, oh, drooling out of your mouth.
Yes.
Brain is in another dimension. Easy. Like
I
I
think that's
yeah.
great about your job is like you have periods like that. You're not always on the go.
Depends.
Ugh.
I think it's like I make my own schedule, and there is constant anxiety at the back of my head. Like, you only have this many months left. You gotta finish this. I mean, nobody's forcing you, but if you
Oh.
don't do it now, you're gonna be screwed. And then I'm like, yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. And then it's like, tomorrow's here, bitch. Have you done it? It's the little voice in my head that's like doing this. And obviously the boss every Monday is like, so what have you done last week? But there isn't like, I don't have this like, you check in at a certain time, you check out at a certain time. It's I can come in, like, we have a student that comes in at like 4 p.m. and goes home at 4 a.m. I've done that hustle as a PhD student
Oh.
because my sleep schedule was completely screwed. So I was like,
Yeah.
I've done that. I've done like, it's a Christmas party, right? A department Christmas party. I
Mhm.
started my experiments at like midday because that's by when I get to work around. And I'm like, okay, it's already 7. Like, I've done my 7 hours that I'm paid for. But my cells aren't growing well, and there's a party. So I just go up to the party, get drunk, and I'm like, right, 2 hours, I have to go check my cells. Go down to the lab, check on my cells while drunk. Go back to the party, drink more. And the cells finally grew to the right size around midnight. And that's when the party started wrapping up. I did my last thing, and I'm like, right, going home now. Gotta try to get it home drunk. But I was kind of on the clock. So it is a personal responsibility kind of thing, which is good because like if you need to take a day off to go to a hospital, you just go.
Mhm.
Like nobody's gonna like you know. One problem is I find though a lot of experiments you need to plan like a week of experiments because like one experiment takes an entire week. And if, for example, you come in
Oh.
Monday, you do something, you come in Tuesday, you do something, and then this happened to me before. Wednesday, I caught like the flu, and I had a fever of like 39 degrees. I couldn't get out of bed, but Wednesday's like a crucial day in my experiment. I can't not go because then I've wasted reagents that cost like a few £1,000. All of that crazy stuff. I'm like, and
Oh.
so I sit there and
Mhm.
I'm like, what can I like? I don't want to go in because I'll get everybody infected. So I usually just message my coworkers and like, please, like you guys know what I'm doing, but please, can you cover me for today? Or like, can you save? Or like, if the experiment hasn't started full on, can you just save the sample in the freezer and I'll come back next week and do it? It's not the best, but it's better than just dumping it. But yeah, it's like
Mm-mm.
that is the one thing of like if something happens, you like if you commit, you can commit for a week. If you don't commit, like these last few weeks, some experiments are like day to day, so you can schedule them the way you like. Sometimes it's like another thing is equipment availability because this is like communal equipment. You have to book it in
Mhm.
advance, and then once you booked it and something happens and you change it, you might not get a booking for a month. And then you're like, right, this
Oh.
experiment is important, and I only have 6 months of my job left. I need to do it, even though I'm sick and tired and I can't do it, but I have to. So you drag your body to work to do this experiment, because nobody's gonna do it for you. Everybody else is busy with their own shit. So I don't complain because like a lot of other people get it worse, but it's also not like full creative control of my day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of other factors that um play a role. But
Mm-mm.
so circling back to the redeem, what are we thinking? Any ideas come to mind? I was thinking if you're doing like an entire mini boss or an NPC, like a fully fledged NPC with how they look and like how they act and everything, maybe for normal, it could be like chat gives like encounter prompt or a sudden situation, like I will maybe like ask chat to like, instead of an NPC, they're like, okay, they encounter this monster, or they find a merchant, you know, like a sentence of like instead of a character, it's a situationship in a way, because that would take less time, and then I kind of pick the best one, and we all vote for the best one. I don't know. Do you guys have any ideas?
From our silence, I'm guessing absolutely none.
Oh no.
Regrettably, I do not. Because unfortunately, most of my redeem stuff is art related.
Yeah, I was thinking I've gotten new like brushes and I started learning how to use Procreate. But I'm like, I don't draw enough for this to be. This would be more effort for me. This is like something I put into hard. But even then, that like I couldn't do it. The point is, this has to be able to be done on the fly after the battle, because I forgot to do this, but the suggestion is open for the next 3 minutes. So use your channel points. Throw your suggestions in. The suggestion box closes in 3 minutes. I have a timer. And then we will add the ones who have succeeded into the ultimate wheel. But yeah,
Chat.
yeah. So I'm thinking like it has to be able to be done like this during the stream that I'm doing something. Rather than like for art, I would have to completely change my setup. I would have to like plug in my iPad. I would have to, you know, stop the game I'm doing. I would have to like draw some, you know. So it's a little bit.
Instead of a fool on like getting everything ready, just open up MS Paint. That'll be the reward. Just a quick doodle on MS Paint with the mouse.
Oh no, of course, Akira, not a problem at all. The ultimate wheel suggestion box is open at the moment. You can use your channel points to put things that you want to be on ultimate wheel. I'll show the ultimate wheel what it looks like. For the moment, what we have on it. At the moment, we have. Let me open the ultimate wheel. I have a lot of wheels. So we have, next 3 wheels are 500 points. For 1 stream, hydrate is alcohol hydrate. 100% of the game dredge with DLC. Commission a new emote. 50 squats. Jackpot, spin 2 more times. 25 push-ups. Every death in a game is a shot. Remove chair for 3 minutes. Fitness game stream. Bake a skelly cake. Honkai boss with internet determined worst character. Build and paint an orc kill team. Hats for Archie. Teaching Russian stream. Get a scab of Sylph with a keyword chosen by chat. So, you know, this is the kind of stuff you can put on the ultimate wheel, where some things like emotes and everything can be redeemed multiple times. Some things would be like play the game dredge would be a one-time redeem, and then dredge is now on my roster of games I'm playing. You know, that kind of stuff. So that's what the ultimate wheel's about. And it usually gets spun when we get like community points up to 20k, unless it's a streamathon where I reduce the cost to 10k, and then it can be further reduced to 500 points. From the wheel if you get like the jackpot. But yeah.
Let me think. For hard, I don't know. Have you thought about making like toggles for things, or custom chat reward, like commands for chat if they win?
Honestly, I have no
Something
idea how
like
to
that.
do this. It's too techy. I don't. Like, what do you mean custom toggles?
Oh, for your VTuber model, like you have like. You can get assets, free assets from somewhere, or you can get cheap assets that you can put on your character. Like other streamers, other chats I've been in, they like doing bod toggles, stuff like that. Or
Like-
they like putting sticky notes on you.
Yeah. Sticky notes. I've seen people did the sticky notes thing. I probably could find a tutorial how to do it online. Because I do have mix setup, so I can set up quite a few things. And I'm sorry, but the window for the adding slices to the wheel is now gone. You're gonna have to wait for a streamathon for this to come back. Or defeat an easy boss again. Apologies, my friends.
Oh, speaking
Check
of,
you
I
did
have
your
to
best.
update Mix It Up.
I still need to get Mix It Up.
Yeah, it's actually quite
I love
useful
Mix It Up.
because I do have the command exclamation point clip. I put that in Mix It Up, and basically what it does, it clips the last 30 seconds, so I can do my own quick clips without having somebody to go through my VOD, which is really great. I don't have to rewatch my VODs. If I find a funny moment, I just go clip. And it's...
Alright, I'm sold. Mix it up.
Yeah. And with Mix It Up, you can connect, you can add a lot more, like, sound effects, and, like, the whole yeet redeem has been done in Mix It Up, with custom sounds. Because I know the sound alerts, like, you know, the, young man, the southern accent, all of that, and the for Scotland forever, that is from sound alerts. But sound alerts only let you have, like, 10 for free, and then the rest you have to pay for. But with Mix It Up, you can have as many as you like, as long as you have the sounds on your computer as MP3s, they can be played. Also, they connect to, I think you can connect Mix It Up to, like, tits as well. You know, it's so much.
Yeah.
Ooh. Nice.
Yeah. You can connect it. I used to have it when I had my VTuber model. I connected it to VTube Studios. So people like VIPs could come in and just make me into a chibi, make me wear things, like make toggles I don't usually have appear like for a set amount of time. I love Mix It Up.
Yeah, I think that's actually a pretty good idea. Like, I'll give them... Oh, because I do have a... like, a hat roulette. Which is, also have the Make Me Horny, baby, redeem. So maybe... Yeah, that's quite a funny one. Maybe I find a way for people who do win, only for the people who do win the normal boss. I give them like 15 minutes or 10 minutes, no points to use like any of the toggle redeems. So it's basically they can use the request a hero or put on a hat or make me horny baby or gifts of the forest or Uber mommy or any of these like for free. But I'm not sure how to make them do that. Question: can you gift like channel points to people?
From everything I've seen, I don't think you can. But I know people sometimes set up their own bots. Like, for example, Firebot, it has its own little bit you can set up with, like a currency. And I've seen people
like
give it
Steam.
through there and allow them to exchange it through, like, the Firebot currency.
What is it
like
called
Steam
again?
Elements.
Because that sounds really good, because I think that would work really well, because that will basically mean that they can use the same redeems, but with their fancy currency, rather than the one that Twitch gives. Maybe.
Maybe. I'll have to look more into it as well. But yeah. Firebot, I'll post the link to it.
Yeah. Because Reina got me into Firebot because she set up auto shoutouts, so I don't have to think about that anymore.
Yeah.
And then I got Aqua in on it.
Yeah. And I still don't have a clue how most of this work, but it's fun learning.
Yeah. Stream Elements have one where you can like manually, give points to specific users. Cool. I'll try this. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you do the Stream Elements one, they can gamble with those points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have to gamble with their own Twitch points.
For legal reasons, gamble responsibly.
Yep.
Yeah, for legal reasons, gamble responsibly.
Yeah, you can like add points and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take a look into it, and then that's basically going to be... Because I don't want to add any more bots, because I already have Frosty Tools, I already have Stream Elements bot. I already have a Stream Elements bot in my chat. Oh, I forgot to turn on the avatars again. I already have so much stuff running in my background. If I have another bot, like, I'll just freaking... I'll lose all control. I'll forget what's going on and what is where.
To my understanding, even though it says it's Firebot, it works a lot like Mix It Up, from what I'm understanding of it. And what I know of Mix It Up. So it's like you connect your Twitch account to it and you can set up everything through the Firebot. And then if anything happens, like with the fighting the boss, it would send messages as you, like the Sylfania thing where it says people were poisoned. It'd work a very similar way to that. I
Mm.
believe.
But, you know, I've
Instead
set
of
up...
being, like,
yeah,
custom.
I did set up, like... Because I know streaming avatars has currency. I wonder if I can just do it in streaming avatars, that automatically you can use those coins for something. Because at the moment, you can only buy outfits with those coins, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could also look into it, yeah.
Like, there must be a way. Yes,
So
but that's
just 15K.
yeah, that's the whole point. Like, I mean, you know, like Twitch points you can get just from watching the streamer, but for these, like, I know Ava has done so many. She technically bought out the entire shop. Like,
My gosh.
Yeah.
so like, there's a limit to what you can do with outfits. So I'm just like, I'm thinking like, what? There must be a way for me to attach those points to redeems in some shape or form. But we can do this. I'll look into this after the stream. This is not something to be done during stream. But it's a good idea. Awesome. So yeah, do you guys have any questions or topics you'd like to discuss? Chat, do you guys want to suggest any fun ideas for us to talk about while we're here?
You got this, chat. We believe in you.
I mean,
You will carry the conversations.
yeah. I feel like
Chat.
this conversation got really techie for some reason.
Hey, this is my field. I'm happy with this.
Yeah.
I'll ask a question I tend to ask people. Do you guys read a lot? Do you guys have time to read like novels, fiction, books, kind of stuff? Manga, manhwa also counts. Webtoons, that kind of stuff.
I have time to read because I also write I write web novels. So I enjoy visual novels, so I tend to read passively. I read less than I used to, but I still manage to find time to read. If I'm not reading, I'm just listening to audiobooks also.
Yeah.
How about you, Aqua?
As for me, I don't read nearly as much as I want to as well. Most because all the jobs, and when I'm not working, there's always something I have to be doing. So instead, I normally just find YouTube channels that just read like different mangas I've never heard of before, and probably would not have found otherwise. Some of them have quite nice voices, and just going through the entire plot of a trash tier isekai, it's a great way to spend my day while I'm walking and being busy.
It's also how he has managed to consume so much isekai.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
There's only one downside to it though. The amount of them I've watched, then like 6 months to a year down the line, it's gonna animate and I already know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta stop watching anime, but I still read a ton of webtoons. And I'm mostly into, like, not the Japanese ones, but the Korean ones, which don't usually get, an adaptation. So, I'm just, yeah. But I feel like, I don't know, I just have so many, like, Chinese drama to finish. I'm so behind. I'm so, like, 'cause when I used to watch Korean drama, right? Those, I feel like, I'm now, after watching some Chinese dramas, I went back to Korean ones, and I'm like, oh my god, like, I used to really love Rooftop Prince, because it's technically isekai, in a way. Because the whole point of it is, like, the main prince from a Joseon Dynasty isekais into 2004, was it 4? 2006? Korea? And he basically looks exactly like this dude who, like, is the son of this really rich old lady, but who went missing in America, whatever. And there's, like, this whole entire storyline. But, like, honestly, it could have been done in 8 episodes. So they've dragged the plot so much. To the point where I was like, oh, it was 20 episodes. I'm like, oh my god, fucking give birth already. Stop! Like, add more characters. Add more drama or something. Don't just, there's so much, like, repetition and dramatic thing. And, like, the characters get into the same situation 5 times, like, in different locations. I'm like, oh my god, please move the plot along. I barely finished it. And before I used to love it because I'm watching, like, now I watch Chinese drama, which have 90 episodes or 60 one-hour episodes, but I don't feel like this. I feel so much shit happens in one episode that I'm like, my god, if this much shit happens in one episode and they have 60 of these, it's like I'm watching the entirety of Game of Thrones, I feel like, all the time, every time I open a Chinese drama. I think they're just done to a completely different standard of plot writing.
They are.
To the
They
point, like,
are.
when you go back to Korean ones, you're like, my god, these things are so slow and boring. Nothing happens. Like, there's a lot of drama, but in the Chinese drama, they have time for emotional entanglements, for a murder plot, for a death, a resurrection, an isekai to a different world, an isekai back to the original world, another death, another resurrection, more characters, side plots. Like, every single Chinese drama has at least 4 or 5, like, side couples.
That's in the first 10 minutes.
And yeah, that's the first 10 minutes. And I'm like, oh, what? Overwhelming. But so yeah, I don't know. And I have so many of like the I think when I was younger, like in my 20s, I was only watching Korean drama because I couldn't get used to the Mandarin, like the way Mandarin sounds. But now that I've seen enough of it, I now recognize it as I do like Korean, some phrases. So now it's much more comfortable to watch. And now I have a backlog of like the thing is because like Chinese dramas became so good in like I want to say 2016 onwards. There was I don't know what some sort of a maybe different brand of filming directors who showed up and were like, right, none of this cheap sound effects bullshit filming. We're gonna do this properly. We went to film school and then they just like went hard. Yeah, and they produced them like everything China produces in a huge amount, and some of them are with good quality. But I feel like that. Sorry about the Chinese drama rant, but there's this like bad tendency of, I don't know if you guys seen this on YouTube, like vertical dramas, like TikTok short dramas.
God,
like they do like I find so many on my drama list. I'm like, oh, this looks good. This is like great costuming, historical drama, historical isekai, and then I read that it's got 60 episodes. I'm like, great, and then I'm like 2 minutes each. I'm like, fuck you, because basically like one of those like shorts. I hate that format, but obviously that format sells and does well because of the modern TikTok culture and the lack of paying attention. I'm still a big proponent of like, give me 1 hour drama with an opening and an ending and a soundtrack I can then find on Spotify and listen to when I'm just walking. Give me the whole shebang. Unfortunately, that doesn't make as much money as a 7-year-old rewatching the same short 8 million times.
it's so annoying that
Yes.
one day people are gonna look at these 30-minute or 60-minute episodes and make, this is too long, and I'm gonna be like, no, it's not.
No.
Chill the fuck out.
I mean, I watch 4-hour D&D episodes all the time. I'm that bitch. I'm the girl who's like, oh, by the way, I've rewatched the entirety of campaign 1 of Critical Role, and somebody's like, oh yeah, so how many episodes? I'm like, I think it's about 120 episodes, each one like 4 hours. They went, bitch. I went, yeah, what? Fuck you. Also, one thing I can say, Critical Role was a little bit inaccessible in the later campaigns because it had so much lore. You kind of, if you wanted to know all the lore, you had to watch from the beginning, and you couldn't just start with campaign 3 because there's a lot of references to campaign 2 and 1 that you're like, oh, you can still understand it, but you're gonna be missing out on a lot of like inside jokes. However, the campaign 4, it's a new world, new DM, new people, and it's only on episode 5, which means you only have 5 times 4, 20 hours.
20 hours.
Only. You can keep up every week. So I recommend, if you want to get into watching Critical Role, that's how you do it. But yeah. Yeah, I'm like, I am on a different level of like, oh, I see the story of Zhen Huan, which is one of the most famous Chinese dramas from 2012. Honestly, to this day, still one of the best ones I've seen. To this day.
Really?
I've seen a lot. It is so good. It has that like, the whole point of it is a palace drama, so it's obviously like a bunch of concubines, the emperor, blah blah. But the story is interesting. The character interactions are so subtle. It's never on the nose. Never on the nose. And there's always this big poetry of like, oh, this woman was an innocent person at the beginning and then became the villain, and then like, oh, but this person is like, our main character is good, but she has to do bad things to survive, or like, you know, this person we thought was evil, but actually, to be fair, she's just a misunderstood woman. Yes, she's done evil things, but the whole cause of it was this person. You know, it's like, and the true villain was always this woman all along, and you're like, what? Like, I've never even known that. And like the little quips they give each other are so like, it's classy. You will never find two, like, in that drama, you'll never find two concubines fucking fist fighting. Like, it's, every time they comment something, it's always like a snide little remark that could be missed if you don't know, like, the language or explanation of it. It's just, it's done beautifully, the soundtrack's amazing, costumes are great. It is they call it a monolith for a reason. And a lot of modern palace dramas there's one on Netflix called the Story of the Yanxi Palace, or whatever. It's just like super famous, or was super famous in like 2019, 2021, when it came to Netflix. All of those were based off of the style of filming and like writing that like the Legend of Zhen Huan was. Hands down.
Until today, I still think that Chinese writers are on a different level altogether. It's like I used to read a lot of danmei, so that's a lot of
Yes,
Chinese
girl.
novels.
I love
They're
danmei.
so
Let's go.
thick, right? They're so thick and so long, but so many things happen.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay. Who's your favorite danmei writer?
Oh, I'm basic. It's always going to be Meat Bun.
You like? Oh, actually, I have books by Meat Bun, but I haven't read Meat Bun. So I used to love Mo Dao Zushi. This, you know, it's the one with the Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation, the Heaven's Official Blessing,
Heaven's Official Blessing,
the Scum Village Saving System. That recently, 11 years after the fact, got extras, more extras. That my danmei Twitter has been going crazy with the extras from
11 years.
That's how long ago she wrote it, because it was like one of her first novels. It was an isekai novel, and it was the first one. And then she wrote the rest that weren't isekai. But actually, I found a new one who I'm obsessed with. Priest. Do you know Priest?
Ooh, I've heard of Priest.
I love Priest's writing style. I've only read like I mean, I haven't seen the Word of Honor on Netflix, which is based on Faraway Wanderers by Priest. Of course, it's, you know, if it's on Netflix, it has not been danmeified. It's been approved by the Chinese government, so, you know, it's subtle. Yeah. But they literally have like sleeve cutting scenes in there, and I'm like, how did this pass the fucking like literally one dude's like sleeve goes on fire and the guy cuts it, and I'm like, yo, China, really? You let the slide? And then like in the scenes that they did ban was the scenes when they were just talking and there was nothing provocative in there, but you left that scene in, bro. You okay?
It's crazy.
Yeah, anyway. But Priest, another thing by Priest that I read is the prequel to Faraway Wanderers, which is about the, which was about, not an isekai, but like a reincarnation of the same guy. And the reason it happened is because, like, he's basically like a prince who, like, was best friend and tactician of the crown prince, of this kingdom. And he was secretly in love with him, of course. But then, because of political reasons, that like in multiple, like he died, he went against the prince, got murdered, and then since then, every reincarnation he reincarnated as a bug and then got squashed, reincarnated as a dog or like as a fox to stay with him, and then in one cold winter he was skinned and gifted to the prince's wife, you know, and so through so many like lifetimes he kept having this entanglement with the prince to the point where the last like 7th reincarnation, where the cycle of entanglement supposed to end, he was just waiting near the stone in the underworld, and there was this there's this like ghost dude who like, or a ghost official, because of whom he died in the first life, because he like killed someone by accident or something, and he will basically like, I'll give up my cultivation in my life for him to go back to his first life and relive it.
Not the cultivation, god.
Yeah, and so the dude wakes up in his like younger body after living for like 300 plus years, both living and dying, and remembering all of his previous lives, because he couldn't, like, they drink this water of this river to forget their previous lives so they can reincarnate, but he drank it and nothing fucking happened. So he remembers all of them, and he wakes up and is like so jaded. He's so fucking jaded through the entire book. But it's like, I love how Priest writes like political intrigue and like military battles. Because another one she wrote is Stars of Chaos, which I'm reading at the moment. It is so exciting. It's a full on like I could see it as a just a like a Chinese war drama production. That's how good it is. Like the romance is of course important, but like you can play it off as bromance for half of it. I'm sure you can film it and play it off as bromance. Oh my god. But no, I can highly recommend Priest.
See, the fascinating thing about danmei is mostly they're female authors who use nouns as pseudonyms because they cannot openly be known as a boys love author.
Oh yeah.
Or
Who wrote
they get
Husky?
arrested.
Who wrote Husky?
Oh, the Husky? Wait.
Robot fuck. I have the book here. Buchiro. Yeah.
Oh,
So I have all of the English editions with the art. Because I love to read on the tube. So I just pull out a physical book with like because the beauty of these, right? They're in English, right? And luckily, in a lot of danmei, all men have long hair. So if anybody's homophobic on the tube, they can just assume one of these is a woman. Or both of them are a woman. I don't care. I'm going to read this book on the tube. Screw you.
Yeah.
I have years of danmei to catch up on. I don't have time to worry about this shit.
I'm so happy it's more popular now.
Oh god, yes. I'm still salty that Husky had a full drama filmed and started promotions, and then it fell into the censorship hell.
Yeah.
But I heard that there's a few recent really good danmeis. They're not really danmei anymore. They're just like full gay dramas because what they do is they film in Singapore or Taiwan, and they get all Chinese like actors from China. They speak Mandarin. And the director is Chinese. Everything is Chinese. It's just filmed physically in Taiwan or Singapore with a Taiwanese or Singapore agency. And so it cannot be distributed in China, but it can be distributed around the rest of the world. And so I'm like, ooh, that's an interesting way of going around it. And then you can go as hard as you like. But the problem is with that, like the actors might get a lot of, like when they go back to China, they might have a lot of problems.
Yeah, they get a lot of flack for doing that.
Well, to be fair, I think the younger generation of actors for the last 2 years who did these dramas, they honestly promoted on YouTube, they promoted on TikTok. Like, we don't give a shit. Like, I don't care about you haters. I did my best in this drama. I think this was a great work. I think it's a great story, and I don't care if you are pissed off that it's gay. Deal with it. And I'm like, you know what? Yes.
Yes. It's what we need.
Yes.
Yeah. That's how I found out about the insanity of danmei authors, is like how hard they have to keep their identity a secret.
Yeah, because like, didn't like Grandmasters like of Demonic Cultivation and Heaven's Official Blessing have like both had like it had the Untamed, which is like the biggest fucking Chinese show on Netflix for a while, and it had like the animated series, the Donghua, and like 3 different publications in multiple languages. Like, the woman must get so much royalties, but she completely removed all of her social media to be able to like. I wonder, does she even get any money for it? Because it is her IP, though.
Yeah, it is her IP. I have no idea how that works.
I hope she
That
does.
is insane.
I hope she does.
Yeah, it's insane. It's like the amount of stuff that she has done, the amount of work that has been, derived from her novels is insane. She has to get.
Yeah. Also, sorry, Aqua. We just went full fangirl mode and we just cut you out of the last 15 minutes of our conversation. Do you want to say anything about this?
I'm all good. I don't understand any of it. I'll just keep quiet, smile, and wave.
This is what happens when danmei fangirls meet. Like, one day I want to invite some friends over my house because I actually have physical versions. I don't have physical versions of many books, but every single danmei book I have a physical version of it. I just want somebody to come over, check out my collection, and say, oh, I see you've got Priest on here, nice, or oh, Meatman. I'd just be like, yes, please, let's talk about it. It's like, hey, can I borrow your collection of like the entire 11 chapters of volumes of Husky? I'm like, yes. You may.
I have to go back. I have to go back to reading danmei because their plots, the intrigue is so fascinating. It's completely different from isekai, but they include isekai. It's
Oh
just
yeah,
such
yeah,
a
yeah.
rich,
Like I think
vast
I've not
world.
read Husky. I think I've only read the first 2 volumes because I started when it started coming out, and I realized I need to wait until all of the translations come out, and then I can read it. One thing I'm frustrated with is that if the author is not very famous and they don't have a professional English translation, the fan translations sometimes are unreadable. Like my god, the
Oh,
thing you read on novel
yeah.
novel updates or like novel repository, whatever the fuck that website is. But oh Jesus, it's so bad. Like my brain has to work 3 times overtime to be like, what the hell is this sentence? But I still read it because I'm thirsty for new stuff. But of course, if there's a official English translation, I mean, it's hard to translate from Chinese because especially like priest and MD yeah,
MDZS,
MXTX. I'll just call it MXTX.
MXTX.
Yeah, MXTX. They add a lot of like, oh, there's this poem by fucking very famous Song Dynasty poet, which is 13th century China, that I'm just gonna add in here to explain the situation, and everybody who lives in China understands this. And I'm like, but not me. And it gets sometimes lost in the English translation. That whole like play on words.
It does. It does.
But that's why I'm trying to learn Mandarin so that I can fucking read it in original and not have to worry.
And then you have people being like, "This is so much better in the original language," and you're like, "I'm sorry, I don't know the original
To
language.
be
It was meant to
fair,
be read in."
I would say priests. I found a really good translation of priest by I think a
Mm-hmm.
professional translator, where they not only did very big like good justice to the untranslated novels, like the ones that were not picked up by the Seven Seas Publishing. I mean, I know Seven Seas
Yeah.
have a lot bit of a problem. Like a lot of people complain, like, oh, they misconstrued this sentence. I'm like, bro, it means the same thing. It's a minor misconstruation. Fucking relax. Is this better than like some dude on the internet like using Google Translate to translate this? Yeah, it is. I'll
Yes.
I'll take it.
Vastly.
Yeah, and like, oh, some people start to petition them to get better translators. I'm like, hey, you wanna do it? You translate it then. I'll read it. Fucking do it. Like, stop bitching and translate it yourself instead of complaining. But yeah, there was this one person on that novel updates or whatever website that did translation of Priest, but only in her like Google Docs because she like refuses to put it on blogs because of AI. So she's like, I'll just put it in a Google Doc, and then you can get into the Google Doc and read from it, but that's it. And she actually adds like explanations and like, oh, so this comes from this poem. Here's a link to the translated poem that I did on my blog. This is why it's here. And I love. But the one thing I miss from like official translations is the little comments from the translator. A lot of like danmei translators, when they do a chapter, they will put their own like comment on here. Like I think I was reading one. Oh, which one was? Yeah. It was the Farewell Travelers of somebody saying like, like there was a conversation that ended the chapter. It's like, I hope everything turns out well. And then underneath the translator was like, bro, you just let a girl be run over by a cart and then like blamed it on the rebels. It's not gonna turn out well. Dot dot dot. And then next chapter. Like I sometimes love that shit. I'm like, give me the sauce of like the translator. Or sometimes the translator's like did a paragraph and then put some brackets. I don't fucking know what they're talking about here. It's like, this is some flowery bullshit. This is the best I can do. And you're like, I feel you, sis. Thanks.
I respect it.
Oh, I love that so much. This is something I miss from the official translations of like these spicy comments of the translators. But I'm like,
It's
yeah,
great.
man. I wish I could
It's
like,
great.
yeah.
Yeah, if I was gonna say, like, if people think book talk is something else, danmei Twitter is something else
Oh
entirely
god,
for
yeah.
me.
I liked a few like on YouTube. I liked a few shorts about Heaven's official blessing, and my fucking feed is now full of like. I have this channel that reads every single Seven Seas publishing and comments on every single new book, and I'm like,
Mhm.
I'm following them just to know what books come out. I'm like, what? Why am I like now? I'm here. I'm here now. Whoops.
Exactly. my first danmei was actually Heaven's Official Blessing because
Uh,
my friend told me
yeah.
it is the happiest one that she ever wrote.
Yes. Well, no, to be fair, Scum Villain's saving system, to me, it was the only, I think, the first book where I read it, and as I was reading it, I literally laughed out loud. I had to stop
Oh,
a few times to just giggle and then go back in. I usually I've read so much I don't care. It was like it's the turn of phrase because it all comes from the point of view of this guy, Shen Yuan, who basically was reading this online novel about this cool stallion Luo Bingge, who like his entire life was shat on by everybody, but then he actually fell into like he got kicked by his teacher into hell, but then he realized he was actually a son of the great demon, and he like he's half demon anyway. He gains all these cool powers, came back, killed everybody, got his harem of women, and is so cool and shit. That was the book. And Shen Wen, when he read it, he was like, I'm a big fan of Lobinga, but the writer, whose name was Airplane Shooting Towards the Sky, which is a play on penis jokes. But anyway, he was just like, the writer is a piece of shit. Now, literally, the book starts with, the writer is a piece of shit. There's so many plot holes. I hate you. Go eat shit. Also, this villain, whose name was Shenju, or whatever, his teacher, when he was young, needs his dick and balls cut off, because why is he trying to flirt with his, like, 15-year-old student? Fuck this guy. And then he was so angry writing comments that and then the author replied to him. It's like, oh man, I thank you so much. You know, anti-fans are actually the best fans because it seems like you really like the book, huh? And the guy was so pissed off he died. The guy who was reading the book was so angry he died, and he woke up in the body of the guy he wanted castrated, like the body of the teacher. And he was like,
oh my god.
fuck. And his first response is, oh, well, I'm just not gonna be this asshole. I'm just gonna be good. And then the system comes up like, oh, you can't act out of character. And he's like, what the fuck do you mean? It's like, you can't act out of character. You have to act as this guy. It's like, but this guy gets murdered by the main character later because he tortured him. It's like, yeah, well, don't get murdered. And like, your goal is to fix the novel. It's like, what do you mean fix the novel? It's like, fix the plot points. So instead of like direct the story to resolve the plot points, because you're such a fan of the book, aren't you? And it's so good. I think it was my first isekai novel, and I think I compare all isekai stuff to it, and honestly, almost nothing compares. Almost nothing compares to the level of it's doing, like how smart it's done. And also like there's constant comments between like you're always in the state of mind of Shen Yuan, you're always in his head, and there's always these little comments of him talking to the system and swearing at the system. And then like you see the world from only his point of view. You never see a single chapter from any of the characters' point of view. So a lot of the times you don't actually know what anybody else is thinking except the main character. So at some point, okay, it's not really a spoiler, but of course you know where this is going. At first, he's acting in character and being a bully and shit, but he's trying to like basically it's like you need to get enough points to beat the out of character, so you can remove it. The out of character debilitation debuff, and then you can do whatever you want. So he has to like stay alive and keep the story going to then and basically the main plot point, he does have to throw the main character into hell, otherwise the story just doesn't happen. Like he has to gain that experience and shit. And so he's like, but he's such a he's innocent little baby. How could I just throw him in hell? What are you talking about? Like I like this character. I don't want to be an asshole. And he has to like there's like not to spoil. There's a lot of creative shit going on. But then eventually he like gets rid of that out of character thing. But he already did a lot of shit that he's like, okay, Lobig is totally gonna go kill me. Like he's totally gonna come back from hell and he's gonna skin me alive. And Lobinga does come back from hell, and he's angry. Not for the reasons we think, obviously. Because during this entire thing, somehow Lobinga misunderstood and fell in love with the main character, of course. But he's extremely angsty. And it's just sad to look at. And there's like a whole point about the system being like, okay, by the way, because the main character is now in hell, the system is gonna reboot. And the guy's like, what do you mean reboot? It's like, I mean, just, sorry, unavailable for a few years. And then the system comes back, and he can now see comments. And we know that the genre of the book changed to danmei because of the comments. Even he's like, wait, did I change the genre? And then he gets bombarded by comments. And you're like, oh. So it is, like, it's just so funny. The entire thing. Of course, there's sad scenes and there's dark scenes. There has to be. It's MXTX, the one who wrote fucking Untamed. It's dark. But it is very like still super funny. I think it's like the funniest book she's done. I'd say it has some controversial. I want to say romance is a bit controversial in her later books. It's a lot more, let's say, consensual from both sides. In here, it's a lot more of like Luo Bingen being like, "You can't leave me. I'll kill you. Then I kill myself. Then I kill the world." And Shen Yuan being like, "Bro, stop, please." Stop being crazy. And most of it like Shen Yuan just being like, "I'm scared of you, so I'm gonna run away." And Lu Bing is like, "You're just making me more mad." And that's literally the whole entire just story. And I feel like the actual romance starts only like last chapter and in the extras. Like that most of it is just misunderstandings. I feel like unlike Heaven's official, where they're actually in love with each other from the beginning, but you know they talk about it later. Here it's like no, Shen Yuan is fully unaware that Luo Bingge is in love with him, because first of all, Luo Bingge is extremely tsundere and he doesn't show it in a right way. And Shen Yuan, in his brain, every time Luo Bingge says something, he's always like, "Oh shit, he's gonna kill me. Oh shit, he's gonna kill me. He's gonna turn me into a human meat stick. He's gonna turn me into a human meat stick." That scene is playing in my head. And at the time, Luo Bingge is like, "I love my Shizun so much, but I don't know how to tell him this."
I love my Shizun. And at that point, I'd be like, "He's gay. Shut the fuck up."
Exactly. Like somebody needs to like just be like, "Yo, just talk to each other. just get locked in a room and have a conversation, please." But I think the best thing about Scumvillain's saving system is not even the main characters; it's the side characters. They're the most hilarious stereotypes I have ever seen. They're just each one of these deserves their own like side story. I feel like they're so good.
Usually I introduce people to danmei by saying like, "You think fanfic writers are crazy? Danmei authors are on crack crazy."
Oh yeah. And imagine writing fanfics to danmei. That's like
so hard, especially like the concept of cultivation.
oh,
Like
love that.
other cultures writing about cultivation. It's such a complex thing.
Oh yeah, but like I feel like cultivating and like there's different like there's a few genres. There's the Janxia and then there's the Wuxia genre. Like Wuxia is the one that has demons and like supernatural creatures, and Janxia it's like just martial arts, but they do kind of like magic-y martial arts, but there's no demons and shit. There's one which is like has an afterlife and one that doesn't, and like there's a gradation somewhere. I found like an explanation somewhere, and I already forgot it. But there's a complicated tree. But what's good about it, a lot of like non-danmei dramas, they actually do cultivation, and there is like common elements throughout them. So I think if you watch enough, you can understand, like you get it. So like I feel like it's the same thing with like transmigration and systems, which Koreans fucking love. Every single manhwa has a freaking status window and shit opens, you know, that kind of stuff. So I feel like if you read enough of these, I think you will end up in this like position where you basically understand the common laws of how this works. And then like whatever news thing you read, it's not completely new concept to you. Or you can even write your own in this sphere, in a way. What do you say? You read enough isekai, Aqua. Is there general sort of rules to follow from the hundreds and hundreds of manga you've read?
If you're wanting to stand out, there's a lot of pitfall traps you need to try and avoid.
Mm-hmm.
So, one of the most common one is, if you ever do a city shot, it will look the exact same as the other 29,000 you just read.
Mm-hmm.
There's a funny challenge going around about it where, can you tell which isekai this one town's from?
Yeah, because I feel like
it's just that generic.
I know in manhwa for sure, because they do like colored manga, you know, manhwa as well.
Yeah.
I think they outsource to a lot of like 3D renderings, a lot of like palaces. Because I read a lot of like romantasy. It's a whole genre where it's like it's a romance fantasy, and sometimes it's isekai, sometimes it's reincarnation. And sometimes it's only mentioned in the first episode and then never referenced again. I'm like, then why the fuck did you do it? It's for the tag. They did it for the tag. That's it. But there is always this like palace that looks exactly the same from different angles that you see in every single fucking romantasy drama. And it's because they take so much time drawing the characters and coloring them for every week. They just outsource this. They just like, hey, there's like common assets for the palaces. We're just gonna take them. And the funniest thing I find, I don't know if they I probably don't do this in the manga, but in manhwa they do it so much. It's like when they do food, the food is weird 3D rendered slop. Like the rest is hand drawn, even 2D drawn, but the food is weird 3D. And not all of them do it. Some of them draw out the food, but a lot of them like it's beautiful art, whatever. Then whatever's on the plate is supposed to be steak, and I'm like, it's not. It's a 3D monstrosity. And another thing is horses. Horses.
There always has to be a horses.
And the horses always have to be 3D terrifying monsters.
Yeah.
The only
unicorn, the one on steroids.
Yeah, the only manga and manhwa I find that do horses really. Akira! You're the best, Akira. Thank you so much for the gifted subs. But Akira, what about your bank? Didn't they call you last time? Are you okay? Don't make the bank mad. The bank will be mad at you, buddy. Indeed. Oops. Did your hand slip? Did you not mean to do that? Oh no.
I love the genre of streamers that are just like, why are you throwing money at me? Go away.
No, but like he told me as well. Like he had a problem. Like, stop. I'm trying to give you your impulse control, buddy. Okay. But thank you. Thank you for the gifted subs.
Try and take my number 1 spot. You got this.
Yeah, but like Aqua, you've been doing it over a longer period of time, so it's kind of okay. You know, there's a little bit of a you also have a problem with this, but Akira only known me for like what, 4 months? What is your followage? Can you check? So yeah, so I feel like that's yeah, I'm always wondering, because I know Aqua knows me for like at least a year. I'm sure. Yeah. Well, anyway, thank you so much for training. Yeah, I know. And 9 months, almost 2 years, man.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. It's how long I've known Sheriff as well. Yeah. Let me. Oh, my music keeps cutting off because we're in Discord. But yeah. What was I saying? I completely forgot. Before I got freaking jump scared by. Yeah, 7 months, Akira. Chill out. Chill out, bro. No, but thank you so much for training the Rangers. So it's always welcome. Most of like all the money, like at the moment, I have a little Excel sheet where I'm like, okay, all the stuff I got from Twitch, like all the revenue I get from Twitch, and then all the things I spend to improve like Twitch by like stream avatars, custom art, like custom redeems and all the custom shit. And I have that on the other side. I've been in the red for like the last 2 years, so it's fine. Like, I do this as a hobby. It's not a sustainable thing, but anything you guys donate, it all goes like into the stream. It's not like extra money for me to go to Bali or something. So at least, you know, that makes you feel better. That's true.
Oh yeah.
That is scary.
It is. It's very scary.
Don't do that.
As long as it doesn't lead you to death, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's like when Aqua buys me things. I'm like, have you paid all your bills? And he's like, yes. I'm like, okay, fine. Go
yes.
ahead.
Exactly. Bills are important. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back to horses. The only well-drawn horses I found in manhwa or manga are always in shonen mangas.
Ah, shonen manga. That's the and also in is that Chinese? In either, I don't know, the censorship for some of the mangas is really funny because sometimes the censorship for penises is like they erase the entire thing. So
yeah, sometimes they draw out the entire thing. It depends. And oh my god, did somebody just like fund my controller on
Yes, they did. Oh my gosh.
They did on Throne. I've seen the notification. Did you do it as What?
I wonder
Akira!
who's doing that.
God damn it.
Akira got paid. I think it's okay.
Good job, Akira.
Good job, Akira.
Yeah, well,
Anytime.
to be fair, I do need a new controller because this one, Sam gave it to me, and the left little wheel, I've rubbed off most of the plastic from it, and every time I play like Hades and I have to move around a lot, my entire thumb is black because I removed most of the plastic. So I do need a new one.
God.
That is like, it's not a desire, it's a need. But most of my throne is like tarot cards and shit and cookbooks because I love that stuff. Because I have how many decks I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 tarot decks so far. I can have more. But anyway.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, thank you so much for the gift. That was amazing. Good on you. But yeah, so I noticed, shonen manga and was it seinen? Like my favorite manga to read is actually seinen. So stuff like Berserk, stuff like Vinland Saga and stuff. I don't know, it's the art style. It just feels like they put so much effort into it. It doesn't feel like half of it's being 3D rendered slop, you know?
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you read any seinen stuff? Like historical or action or Aqua?
Yeah, go Aqua.
I'm trying to think. Not so much read as I've watched. It's one of those where I like to just watch, turn my brain off, but just looking through an entire list of what actually is classed as seinen, I don't think I've actually read any of these.
Well, I can give you a list recommended because I have I don't read manga, but I have a weakness for Berserk style, which is like heavily gothic, kind of fully hand-drawn panels with detailing, and like you see the effort that went into it. And like blood and gore and guts and horror, and you're like, yes. They're very, very bloody. And a little bit of nudity, but mostly bloody. So it's Berserk, Vinland Saga, History. There was like so many more recommended to me. I think it was a Monogatari or whatever, which is like but I think there's less blood.
Yes.
Yeah, less blood and gore in that one, but a lot more adult themes. But that's what I mean. Like that's seinen for me. Like not for kids. Yeah, Hellsing. Kids will get bored of this mostly because the story can drag on and it's a lot very adult and there's a lot of conversations. But there's also a lot of action and blood. But there's no like, oh no, it's looking down a girl's pants, like that kind of shit. Like there's none of that shit in here. It's it's a serious business, okay? It's an art form, sir. Like I've been reading Berserk lately, and it's so jarring how like dark and fucked up Berserk is. And then they have the character of like Puck, which is the elf, and he's the comic relief. And I'm just like, Puck, not now. Like, every time Puck is there doing something like, I'm gonna turn into this comic relief thing, and I'm just like, Puck, really not now. Really not the time. I know.
Puck, there was a horse right there.
Yeah, there's a horse about to penetrate a woman because he's possessed by demons, Puck. Not a joke. Can you please stop? It's not funny. And then, of course, it was Guts, like, chops his head off and blood sprues everywhere. And then again, next panel, Puck is like sitting on Guts' head and saying something funny. I'm like, stop! Really not the time. But yeah, it's crazy. And I find like with Berserk, like it's kind of dark from the beginning, but has Puck in it. And then there's a whole scene when like the apocalypse happens, so like the eclipse, which is just horror, just full on Tomie, full on. What's his name? The most famous horror manga artist. Fuck.
Junji Ito?
It's freaking Junji Ito level crazy nightmare fuel. So Junji Ito meets Hieronymus Bosch. You know, the guy who, like, in the 13th century who drew, like, the Garden of Eden and, like, Hell and all of those weird creatures. Yeah. That, plus Junji Ito art style, Berserk. The Eclipse Saga, basically. And it's so dark, Puck is not in it. Like, he's not in the entire, 3 volumes. But then, like, when you come out on the other end, because that's, like, a flashback to the past, in the modern day, like the current arc in Berserk is that they're all on a boat going to this elf island, and to me, like literally, it felt like One Piece, just bloody One Piece. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, you do know a few chapters ago we had full blown nightmare fuel. How did we end up in let's go on a boat to find an elf island with 3 kids, 2 elves, and one depressed dude? How did this happen?
Sometimes it just feels like the author is like, okay, we're here now, and we're like, we're not gonna talk. No, we're not gonna talk about this. We're just
Yeah. No, I feel like I'm scared because Berserk.
Mhm.
The moment you have this bit of relaxation, because they had that like before the Eclipse Saga, they had the entire like, oh, this cool band of friends are going on adventures. They're mercenaries. They're trying to get their leader to become like a king or something, and then it all went to shit. And then you know, now it's like, oh, we're on a boat going to this elf island, so we're adventuring, like, you know, to solve a problem, and everything's looking up, and I'm like, oh, he's gonna drop the shoes at me. He's gonna drop the shoes soon. But he doesn't.
Someone's gonna die.
Yeah, he doesn't do it chapter v chapter. He does it like 7 volumes, which take like, because obviously the way he draws, a volume takes him almost a year to draw. So like 7 years we had peace, and now hell comes over. But no, I'm a big fan of Berserk. I can highly recommend that manga. But no, never read it in public.
The mangaka is like, these people have gone too comfortable.
Yes, that's what it feels like. Time to traumatize. Oh yeah, it's like Junji Ito. You don't read Junji fucking Ito on the tube.
You do not. No.
The imagery is just so dark. But okay, talking about Junji Ito, I find he is such a creative, like, horror writer. I don't know, I just, every single, like, that meme of, like, that hole is made for me, you know? Do you know what I mean?
Yes, he's such a genius at making you fear the most unusual things.
Yeah, it's like, oh, a town just has too many signs. Oh no, it's Junji Ito town. Let's go.
Yeah, literally, I have never had a fear of spirals until I read Junji Ito, and now I'm like, actually,
Oh,
you know
no.
what? That is kind of scary.
Oh no, not the spirals.
Not the spirals.
And also, like, I find, like, I love how Junji, like, Tomie is a character that appeared in this the very first, like, horror thing. And then because she's an immortal girl, like, that keeps dying and just coming back to life. So she's technically not human, and you actually feel for Tomie, because she's, like, the villain in the first few. But then as you go through the volumes of his books, like, you feel like she's actually the victim, because wherever she goes, she causes whatever male person that was in, like, a family or a house to go crazy for her, and then in his crazy lust murder her, and then, you know, murder his family and go and ape shit. And she can't die, so she just comes back to life after that dismemberment or whatever the fuck happens, and then she just moves on, and you're like, I can't go anywhere because I'm cursed, I guess. And you know, I kind of feel for Tomie. I feel bad, but I love how Tomie appears in like random, unrelated stories years apart. Fucking love that. Well, you know what? Going back to Honkai Star Rail, which is one of the games I play on this channel, y'all. Junji Ito gives me the same energy as the main writer for Honkai Star Rail, because every interview I see with him is like, this story is very heartwarming, and then the people show the actual story of Honkai, like, fuck you! What are you talking about? This is trauma! What are you doing? And I feel like Junji Ito's the same. Golden Retriever, but then whatever art he creates is so fucking dark. Yes. That's what I feel like, yeah.
The difference between Miyazaki and Junji Ito is like super crazy. Junji Ito is extremely dark shit, and he's so happy. And then there's Hayao Miyazaki, who has made so much wonderful, colorful, beautiful Studio Ghibli stuff, and then he's just like very tired.
Yeah, just it's not tired, it's jaded. There is a word for this. It's equally like depressed and sarcastic and given up. It's the combination of those in one word, jaded. But then gets to create basically what old Disney used to be when it was still hand drawn.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
for Asia.
It's so funny how
Yeah,
that happens. Then you have this man who just who draws the most scary dark shit, and he's like, oh, hi. He's
Oh,
cool.
hi. Yeah, I guess I don't know. I feel like this is something I love, like they call it the duality of man. Uh,
Yeah.
Personally, I guess I'm actually surprisingly like in the art I consume and in the literature I consume and in like the stories I like to read, I'm horny as fuck. Okay, the amount of adult like girl book talk stuff I read, not even funny because not only danmei, which is tame in comparison, I also read like Western. I have a bunch of Western writers that are amazing, historical fiction, manhwa, everything. But in real life, I'm kind of like when I play a PG game, I'm very PG. I don't even think about it. Because I know some people who are like just 24/7 in that headspace. And I guess maybe it's because I get it all out through the books that I'm just like, oh, I'm very naive when it comes to other things. Like when I read or see an innuendo in a movie, I might not even catch it, even though it was pretty obvious. Because I think my
Ooh.
my brain is still on that manga I read.
Oh, it's fair.
Also, I think I want to ask you, Aqua, as a connoisseur
Yeah.
of Japanese isekai, how much of the Japanese isekai is like when you're reading it, you feel like they did the isekai, like it's not the main part. The main part of this is the ecchi factor. Like clearly, this person just took the isekai setting to feed their obsession of insert kink here. The isekai and the fantasy world is just the icing on the cake. It's not the point of this book. How much what percentage you would say of like new books you were reading is that rather than legit?
Just a reason to get Monster Girls. More than likely, probably like 45, 50, maybe slightly more.
Oh, okay. So
From what I've been able to see.
yeah. So whatever manga you open, it's like 50-50.
Yeah.
Could be porn masquerading as an isekai, or could be a genuinely interesting isekai story with some romance elements in it, but not the focus.
Not even interesting, it's just isekai.
Yeah. So I think the only like I mean it's not really isekai. It's regression? No, it's not even regression. Omniscient reader's viewpoint.
I know Omniscient Reader's viewpoint. Yes.
Yeah. Because it's got a lot of shippers between the main characters, of course.
Yeah.
That's how we know. I was are you aware, are you familiar with it, Aqua? It's a Korean manhwa.
Orv.
Yeah.
Don't think I have.
Because the concept of it is very interesting because I still don't know whether it's regression or whether it's isekai. Because what happened, the premise is this dude was reading this web novel for the last 10 years on the train, as I do, as everyone else does. And he became like, at first there was a lot of readers, but he was the like last reader who kept going on with the novel up to like chapter 500. So literally the writer was just writing for him for the last few chapters. And to the point where he was like reading the last chapter of this like 10-year of his life on this train. And as he's reading it, he finished and he's like, oh, like he didn't read like the last chapter. And it's like, you finished the novel. Would you like to save? And he goes, save what? Like, and he gets a text message, not even an email, of like the document with the novel. And as he does that, the train he's on suddenly crashes into something, and then this like weird monster shows up and says, "Okay, you're all now competing to create." Basically, he becomes a Twitch show host of a reality like Hunger Games style survival show where constellations or gods like watch different players, and the ones they like, they can throw like bits and coins at them, and then they can use those to up their skills. And the ones that they are not entertaining for the constellations just die off because the world is really deadly. And literally happens like on the way. And as we like read it's literally first chapter. I didn't spoil anything for you. Like that's the first chapter. And then chapter 2, he's like, wait, this is going exactly like the novel I just read. And the idea is that you later find out that obviously like so the novel exists in the real world because somebody wrote it, but it's also, again, I didn't finish the manhwa, maybe somebody explains it, but it's also like a prophecy to what's happening in the world, so nobody knows whether everybody in the world isekai at the same time or a dimension opened and sucked everybody in. So this is what I mean, like it's a strange isekai where you're like
Worst part is I have seen quite a few different ones of those. One of them was a person playing a game. Like the entire game genre has died, but this one player kept coming back. And it was like, apparently this game was created by a goddess, and it was like, oh, you're chosen. It's like, thank you, you're going to represent us. You'll keep your gear, your weapons, and that. You'll be regressed back to level 1, and you can choose difficulty type thing. Where it's kind of, he has to repeat absolutely everything in the game that he just did.
Yeah, but this is a game. In this way, you don't know, as I mentioned, you don't know whether everybody on this train isekai'd into a new world, or by finishing the novel, he only isekai'd, but then the world before him was exactly the same. Like, it's confusing, because he actually met people not from the book, and then met people who are his co-workers. He's like, that weren't in the book. And he was like, so my world merged with the world of the book. And I'm so, like, I got confused, but it's a really good one, because there's, of course, a main character of the book. That is a regressor. So the main character is a regressor that keeps going back, you know, in time, and dying, and coming back to life. And then, the omniscient reader, who is the character, the reason he's called that is because he's read the book, he knows what happens. He's omniscient. But what's really funny, like, I love those books where, like, or manhwa, where the omniscient reader isn't, like, the coolest, strongest motherfucker around. His only superpower, literally, is, like, I know the events that happen, but I don't know what happens to every character, because it follows the main character. And, his skill is he can, like, bookmark things, which, I mean, in the end, it's, like, becomes OP as shit. Where you can, like, bookmark other people's powers to use, but you can only bookmark 3 at a time, so you have to, like, remove one or some shit. And he has, like, he can see other people's status windows. Which, now that I think about it, that is pretty OP. Comparatively. I've read a recent one, one isekai I really, really enjoyed was, I love, like, kpop survival isekai.
Yeah.
So there's one where, like, this dude wakes up, and he wakes up in a body of someone else, and he's like, who is this kid? And then the main character is called, what was it called? It's called Debut or Die. It's actually very good. So the main guy used to be a K-pop, like, not a stalker, but he, like, would take fan cams and sell them to fans. So he'd go to, like, all the concerts, all the fan meets, with a professional camera, get a lot of great pictures, and, you know, fans would pay money for, like, oh, you know, K-pop fans are crazy. I'm one, I know. So he did that for a living, so he knows a lot about the scene, but then he sort of reincarnated in the body of this kid 3 years ago, and then immediately a status window comes up and says, you must debut within 6 months or die. It just doesn't explain anything. You must debut as a K-pop idol. And he's like, fuck, okay, guess I'm going. And it's like, you know, he had a system where he could get points into different, like, dancing, singing, and charisma and shit. And it's really funny how it's basically, because a lot of K-pop is, like, kids. It's 18, 19-year-old, 20-year-olds who go into this, like, churning pot of, what is it, show business. And then there's this jaded 30-plus something in the body of an 18-year-old who knows how this fucking game works. And he's like, all right, kiddos. Because he has to, like, he's the calm and collected, like, don't worry, guys, I'll make a concept. Because he goes on, like, a K-pop survival show as well. Because the final group 100% debuts. And he can't, like, become a trainee for years. He will die if he doesn't debut. So he's like, I have to win this fucking show and do it. So I can highly recommend it. The art style is amazing. The story is actually it's very heartwarming. Like, I enjoy isekais where there's no romance, where there's just, like, it's just people try to deal with the shitty situation they're in.
I love those.
Yeah, those are a lot of fun to me. So if you're looking for one, that one is good.
Debut or Die, was it?
Yes, that one.
Perfect.
To be fair, I found at least 3 more K-pop isekai ones with systems. It's a genre. It's a genre. On
like
its own.
My first when I currently I'm writing lit RPG, so I'm writing my first system novel. It's crazy how a lot of authors have to keep track of different things, because for my web novel, I decided to write about a girl who, like, becomes a food stall vendor, and I had readers who were tracking everything she was spending. Deep in my brain, I was like, maybe I can just get away with not really keeping track of how much gold she's earned or how much she spent. No, I have readers who are like, who comment and like, no, your calculations are wrong. And I'm like, I didn't think I was gonna have to keep track of so many things.
You know what?
It's so granular.
You know what? Learn one thing. Delegation. Find that commenter. Message them privately and say, hey, do you want to be the accountant for this book? And I'm sure this person will be like, yes. And it's like, hey, I'm gonna send you the chapter ahead of time before anybody else, and you comment on if the math is right, and you're the VIP now. See, use your inability to do math to delegate. That's what I would 100% do. I'm like, hey, you really care about this? Do you want to do it? Do it then.
God, I should do that.
I
It's like
mean,
insane.
that is a
how
smart
many
smart boss mentality. That.
it is. It is. It's so crazy how many things authors have to keep track of when they write a system book.
Oh yeah,
I
but that's
know
the
that
thing. Yeah,
now.
feed the
It's like
tism, feed the tism, as they say.
it's true. It's true. You just feel. For me, it was the cooking tism because it's just Aqua's fault. Aqua got me into campfire cooking from another world, and I
You're
was
welcome.
like, you know what? There are not enough books that talk about food, wherein the food is the point of the food, like Dungeon
Dungeon
Meshi.
Meshi, yeah, God. But although I hear Dungeon Meshi has like, oh, it's all about food, and then I've just seen this picture of like this necromancer lady reviving somebody, and it's like, whoa, lady, why are you putting your berserk level body horror in my Dungeon Meshi? Wrong genre, wrong genre. To be fair, I'm a sucker for that shit. I love it when like you're reading a book and you're like, yeah, I know what I'm getting with this, and then there's like one scene or one character where you're like, you don't belong here. You're in the wrong genre, buddy. What are you doing here? And then nobody else is like blinks an eye, and you're like, no, this is weird, y'all. And then like maybe one character's like, guys, did you notice she just summoned an Eldritch Horror? And everybody else moves on. It's like, okay, I guess this is fine. I'm a
And
sucker for that. I love that so much.
it's so good, so good. After this, I should. All of this just goes back to I should consume more of what the thing in creatives where you need to consume more to create more
Yeah. By the way,
because
do you wanna link your web novel either in chat or on Discord for me at least because I want to read it.
Jesus, this is my problem. So right when I told Reina I was writing a visual, I was writing a web novel. She's like, "Oh, what's the link so I can tell everybody about it?" And I'm like, it's the problem where I like creating things, but I don't like being perceived. But being perceived is how people read it. It's
But
like the weirdest
yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, I'm not gonna tell anyone. You just tell me. Just tell me. One person asking you for a link on Discord.
here.
Thank you. That's it. I'm not gonna disseminate if you don't want to, but
Thank you.
I want to read it.
It's I think it's just the perfectionism in me because I'm like on web novel the readers expect daily updates, and there's some days where you just cannot be bothered to update
Yeah,
that
yeah,
they need something.
yeah.
So I've I've made peace with the fact that this is a first draft book, and then I told my readers, right, I'm finishing the story, but also in the back end, I'm just editing all the things so that in the future I can just paste new chapters that I think are better.
So
But that's
I
the
know this I know this I've been following this I guess she's American but she has like Polish ancestry.
Mhm.
She's a writer who has her own blog, so she's not writing in like web novel or other places. She has her own blog where she does free like not daily but weekly updates for multiple stories. She writes exclusively danmei stuff, but like she's Western, so I guess it's like LGBTQ books. But they're
Mhm.
all fantasy, so they're like werewolves, vampires, but it's done like it's not the usual alpha omega slop bullshit you find. She
Yeah.
actually like one the reason why I love her books is she writes like the laws of her magic world, like her vampires make sense. And like they follow the vampire sort of rule, but like they can thanks, Vulcan. That's the Yeet Redeem. Give me a minute. Give me a minute to come back and think about it. But she basically wrote like one of her books, like her vampires. She has like multiple different vampire series, and they have multiple different rules. But what I love is like she has like tons of stories, and then she writes them into each other. So there's characters that appear from like a different story in like one of her stories, and you have to go read that one to like see the cameo. And she did one where she got all of her supernatural little love stories and put them all into like this one big like apocalypse world ending situation where they all meet
Oh.
up. And she like I don't know, it's really interesting. Like her vampires, like they can't see the sun, but also they're not like technically undead. They are reborn. And in one of her like stories, the vampires are like because they're so ancient, they were like I don't know how to explain. They're like part of nature in a way. Like the powers come from nature because like I don't know how to like I don't know how to explain it. It's creative enough that you're like, oh, this is a unique spin on this. Like in her world, vampires are more like deities rather than blood sucking monsters. You know what I
Oh.
mean? In a way, like
Mm-hmm.
the lifeblood sustains them, but the killing and whatever is done more by like the younger ones. The ancient vampires are like transcended to the level of gods at this point. Like they're nigh indestructible. And they're just all depressed.
Oh,
But yeah, so
of
like
course they
her
are.
yeah like
Yeah.
her she redone like some of her older ones she started redoing like Disney stories or like Brothers Grimm stories like The Beauty and the Beast was about this
Mm-hmm.
like kid whose father and two brothers were like the venture capitalists and they tried to take over this firm but then the owner of that firm
Oh.
when like trapped them in some legalese, I guess, and now he owned all of their assets, and they got into big shit, big problem, and they basically didn't know what to do, and they kind of sold their younger brother and like son as servant because they're like like the guy was like who's all broody wearing a hood looking all scary and shit like oh you tried to maneuver my company out I have maneuvered you children and they're like yeah we're gonna sell this person to you to work off the debt and like he volunteered to do it like in Beauty and the Beast and there's this like he goes into this fancy gothic mansion and he's like the gardener basically because there's a huge garden that has been unattended for years and he's like all right I'm good with gardening I'm just gonna fix it up and I'm gonna take pictures of it and the main dude is like a shifter like a Bengal tiger shifter so
Oh.
he's not shifting when he wants to. For him, it's a curse. So every like full moon, he basically werewolves into a Bengal tiger, and that's why he didn't want anyone else in the house and stuff. And there's like a long story going on as to why he's like this, and like it's more of like acceptance of one's own skin, and there's some drama going on. But I'm like, oh, this is a unique like I know it's a generic story, but it's a unique enough spin that I feel like I remember this novel from the millions of slop I see like advertised online. Do you know what I mean? And so, okay,
Yeah.
the point's where I was coming from. I'm sorry it took me 20 minutes to explain my point. But she published or used to publish a chapter every like week with comments on her own like website, I guess. And sometimes
Mm-hmm.
the comments would like help her change and fix the story. And then after she finished each story, she would like rewrite it with the comments in mind, with the same like maybe changing a few details, but the same storyline, and like repackage it as an Amazon book because she was basically like all of the readers who were reading the web novel became her editors
Ooh.
in a way because like somebody would comment like oh like you misspelled the name like you I think you meant to say it was this person but you accidentally wrote the name of this person and she's like oh yeah right really cool I'll change it but I'm not going to change it on the website I'll change it in my final version of the novel so like if you sign up to her website you basically see a preview of how the novel came to be sometimes like I reread that like shifter thing and the original like web novel she was writing had a lot more unpolished detail. And then when I read the three books that were published on Amazon, I was like, oh, these are much better. Oh, cool. I'm happy she fixed this. This makes more sense now. Okay, this is actually nice. Oh, she added this. This is cool. And I read it like twice because I liked it because I'm a big fan. So that's something you can do. Like if you're really stressing about all of the details and the math, use like Webtoon as I guess an unedited draft sort of thing, and then
Yeah.
compile it into like a slightly shortened, more polished version in a book
Yeah.
format.
Yeah, I think that's what I'll do moving forward because it's like the thing. I didn't go into I didn't go into writing the web novel because I had a full storyline in mind. What I did was I had a concept, I liked it and I wanted to explore it. And for a web novel, when you pitch your book to an editor, because that's how you get it monetized,
Mm,
the thing I wrote to pitch the book has evolved into something different as I was writing the actual book.
yeah.
Because on web novel, to be an author, you just have to explain to the editor like why you deserve a contract. So that's the business stuff. So my marketing pitch was basically there's a lot of food based um books, but they all center around a competition. They all center around there always has to be a third party thing that the food is not so important in. Like food wars
Mm,
it's not really centered around how food the different cultures that that chefs specialize in. It's more focused on I need to win this competition so I can do this, so I can save the world, so I can do that. Like what I was looking for is just I pitched it to my editor as I want to write something a more slice of life stuff, but it all focuses on how food is so important to this civilization. Because I'm a Filipino, and for us, food is generally present throughout, like from the day you're born, because there's parties to the day you die. Because even when people die, in when we don't have Halloween. When instead what we have is November 1 and 2, so it's All Saints and All Souls Day. On
Mm.
All Souls Day, that's when people go back to to go back to the cemeteries, and then they just go reminisce about the person that left them, and they eat they eat in the cemetery. It's very communal, and that's what I wanted to explore in the book. And
Cool.
then and then because it's a daily update thing, I was scrambling for, like, I fell into the hole of I need to make it exciting. So I think at the
Yeah.
end of the that's what I'm gonna do. I read people's comments because sometimes as an author, the things that I think are not interesting, so
Are the most
I
yeah.
speed run them. Yeah,
Yeah.
for the readers, they're like, author, I wanted to read more about this world. It's like you bulldoze through it, and I'm like, yeah, I had like a big without those comments, without those readers, I think I wouldn't have noticed, because as the author, you already know so much about your world with no conflict. You I write things that have context for me, but for readers, they're like, what? So I think,
Cool.
thank you. I will do that. I will not stress about, because I was telling Ako, I was stressing out because I was like, do I have to do I have to back edit and then daily update, because I can't do both. So I think I'll just do what
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah. Because
author
that
is
way, but
doing.
yeah, I mean, she has a little bit more freedom because she has her own, like, I guess, web page. She's not like on a web novel or any kind of like. She does maintain her server, and she maintains it through like selling memberships, which are like £5 a month, which is like I feel like that's like what people have generally. But in her way, like you can
Hmm.
read all the backlog of her old stuff and the stuff that's coming out, and she like always all of her novels has the first 10, 15 chapters free, and then obviously the rest behind paywall. But like as members, you basically support the fact that the site remains open and she can post whenever she likes. She doesn't like have to like that's my question for this one. Do you have to post every day or can you set your own schedule?
Oh, the web novel readers, the audience has the expectation that you're going to update every day. You're not bound to it, but if you want your book to grow, you have like it's better to update every day. But that's the difference between the web novel community says, if you're writing for yourself, then it's fine. You can do whatever you want. But if you're writing for the market, then you have to adapt to what the market wants, and the market wants updates every day. So generally what I can say is, if I wanted to be smarter about it, I should have planned the entire book.
Yeah.
But it's just the thing, because I used to be a fanfic author.
Uh-huh.
Mostly the fanfics I wrote were just concepts that I couldn't find anywhere else. So I'm like, I should write.
And you just
I
go with
can't
it and you're
find
like
it.
just keep going. I don't know where the so many fanfics I've read. It was like, I don't know where this is going, but this is going in a direction. The characters have a life of their own now. I guess this is what's happened. And one thing about AO3, one thing I want to say about AO3, the little comment from the author of like, oh, by the way, I went into a hospital because I got into a. Sorry guys for delaying, or like, sorry for delaying this chapter by a week. I was in a hospital with like a broken femur and like I had to do 4 surgeries, but I'm writing from the I finally managed to get an iPad into the hospital bed and I'm writing now. I'm like, girl, it's okay.
It's crazy.
Please
It's
don't die.
insane.
It's
The concerning comments.
yeah.
I love that genre, because sometimes authors will leave notes where, sorry, I couldn't update sooner. I finished the murder trial, and there was like, what?
Yeah.
Chill.
Oh my god, I love that.
I love it so much.
I love that.
The other craziest one I read was, sorry, I couldn't get your updates, and I couldn't update this in time. My beta reader was in jail, so I had to I had to print this and send this to her while she was incarcerated. But she got out now. It's good.
All good, guys. I think I read one. I read a lot of supernatural fanfiction. I read one that's like, oh yeah, sorry guys for the delay. I got diagnosed with cancer, and you're like, whoa. It's like, but I'll still write because that like it's good now because I have a lot more free time, so I'll just keep writing. And I'm like, well, at least you're keeping positive. That's good. Holy shit. It's the casualness, and then like she produces like 10,000 word chapters, and I'm like, girl. Archie, what are you doing?
Yeah, hold on. Jesus Christ. It's chill out.
Yeah,
The concerning. It's such a it's just a weird thing where like sometimes the AO3 author's notes are very concerning.
I find it's only AO3. I've not seen these kind of notes on like when I was reading fanfiction.now or other places. Like only AO3 has those like crazy authors, I feel like.
Yeah, it's so weird because sometimes there will be like, sorry, I couldn't get to this. I had to give birth.
Oh yeah, that as well.
I think
basically
it's so insane because these are just people, everyday people who write for the love of the entire fandom they're writing for. Like AO3 is not monetizable. It's just the passion these people have.
Yeah.
It's wild. It gets us through so many things in life.
I've read better supernatural fanfiction about like a murder or a monster, better like written than the actual like episodes. For some seasons, so
one genre I enjoy, I love very much is the fix-it fanfic things where the show happened and then the authors were like, actually no, we're going to fix this because fuck you.
So much. We all agree, Merlin. The 2004 series Merlin, that ending was just not okay. So I've seen so many fix-its for Merlin. It's not even funny. Almost every single fic I've read is a fix-it for Merlin. Because that show should not have ended the way it did, okay? We all agree. We all agree.
It's wild. I love talking to people about fandom and fanfics.
Yes.
It's like almost as crazy as because before Aqua and I met, I didn't know a lot of people who liked K-pop, and then the subcategory of guys who like K-pop is even smaller. So when I found out Aqua listens to K-pop, I was like, you listen to K-pop?
It was even better when she found out what gen I listened to.
Oh, which gen do you listen to?
Yeah, do you want to give the live reaction again of that?
No, you do it. I hate them so much.
So the entire thing was the gen difference between Kia and I that we listened to was one gen difference, and I liked the older stuff.
So you're into Gen 1 or 2?
2.
I'm into Gen... Wait, who's Gen 2? Is that...
I don't remember. I just liked it, and everyone kept going, oh, that's Gen 2. That's Gen 2.
Which one's BTS in? Is it Gen 2? I think it's Gen 2.
No, it's third. Not wait.
Really? Because they came out 2013.
Yeah, it's third.
Is it?
Third,
Gen 3.
because second gen is 2003 to 2012.
Oh, okay. Is it like Infinite, VIX, Girls' Generation?
No, VIX is third wave. I know because I'm a Starlight man.
Ah, okay. Okay. To be fair, was it Girls' Gen is second, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second.
Girls' Gen is second. TVXQ is second. Suju is second. Super Junior.
Oh yeah, no. Really? I always thought Super Junior is so big. They were first. Who's first then? Jesus. Who's the dinosaurs?
First gen K-pop groups.
Who are dinosaurs of K-pop?
Let's have a look.
I'm curious.
First gen K-pop groups. 015B, The Blue, Noise,
Who?
Tutu, Cool,
Who?
Turbo.
Who?
Who?
It's so crazy we don't recognize these people because these are the people that our
Vibe.
Generation would know, but we weren't. We clocked in late, didn't we?
Milk.
Really, Milk? No, wait.
Was
okay.
generation. Solo.
Sorry, for some reason I thought it was
5
FX.
Tion?
No. None of these people. I always thought Super Junior was like the OG big ones.
That's second. So is FX. FX is second gen.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Okay, so BTS is third. Then I think
Yeah.
like Red Velvet, then there is like Blackpink, ITZY, they're Gen 4.
Yeah.
Then we got Stray Kids, TXT, they're Gen 5, right? Or still Gen 4? Gen 5, I feel like.
Gen 5. I have no idea. Boys Next Door, because of like Baby Monsters.
Yeah, they would be Gen 5 because they're very,
Gen.
very new. I actually quite like some of their stuff.
Yeah.
I guess, listen, so the way I find out about new K-pop groups is I have a playlist just full of BTS songs. And a few Blackpink, a bunch of G-Idol, because I fucking love G-Idol. A bunch of Red Velvet, a bunch of Twice. I can't help it. They just have some really good tunes, okay? A bunch of Twice.
Especially their later stuff.
Yeah. A bunch of Twice stuff, and like a smattering of like I would watch a K-pop show for BTS because like older ones. I love watching older like K-pop shows, just to see like the difference between these groups who were debuted, and I'm like they can't sing, very generic song, and then BTS shows up with their fucking 90s rap, and I'm like yeah, and then they go move on. I'm like okay, generic. Like every time every time I saw BTS on their own, they were great, but in comparison to everybody else in that show, I was just like, wow, the difference. No wonder they're like one of the biggest boy bands nowadays. Like I see why. And I love as a hardcore army, I love this like like I know it's bad, but I secretly enjoy like they just did it so much better than the rest. Okay, whatever. But because of that, sometimes I would watch a show and I'm like, oh shit, this song's a beat. I love this. Who is this? Okay, and I would Google it and I put it in my Spotify, and then I put Spotify on shuffle with recommendations, and it just gives me random K-pop songs. So that's why I heard a little bit of Baby Monster, which is like recent. Then I heard a little bit of like some of Hyuna's songs, which like the older ones, which I'd say still Gen 2. And I'm like, I'm just sitting there and I'm like, so that's why my K-pop playlist is completely mixed. The one I know religiously is, of course, I'm a hardcore army, so BTS stuff. But, like, I know vaguely a song or two from at least other groups. I genuinely really liked when they came out Stray Kids. They had some interesting concepts, to be fair.
I found out Aqua was a K-pop fan when we were listening to React videos. It's one of those videos where they play a lot of songs and you're not supposed to react to any of them. And most of the ones I knew were third gen, and most of the ones Ako knew was second gen. So I kept saying like, "You're older than me in K-pop." In K-pop terms, he's much older than me. I'm so annoyed. He knows all of the older groups. And Wavy, I was like, "You listen to Wavy?"
Oh fuck, Wavy! I don't even remember who they are. Shit. Also, like,
I've heard one there.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. Like K-pop factory is so many groups that come out, and so many groups that come out and then just have like one single and never come back again. Unfortunately, and those that do stick around, there's still a lot of them, and you're like, oh shit, keeping track of all of them is a bit hard. But I don't know. I feel like I got lucky because I got into like. Surprisingly, the way I got into BTS, I wasn't into K-pop at all, and I was actually driving on a bus to a retreat, and I was like, right, it's 4-hour drive. I don't know anybody here. We're all gonna meet up and introduce ourselves at this PhD retreat. So I'm just gonna sit here quietly, listen to music because I'm too tired. It's 6 a.m. And I was listening to like I think Eminem, and then a rap song came on, and I was like, nice, and they start rapping in Korean. I'm like, huh. Well, who is this? And it was one of Suga's in like you know how they had those in albums of BTS and in the older ones they would have like the main, obviously the song that they're promoting with, the second song, like the big track that they're promoting with as well, and then the rest of the songs. And in the middle there would always be one by the rap line, which is Adam Sugar and J-Hope. They would always do like I think it was Tripstick, like one of like diss tracks. They do a diss track, but like a polite diss track. Very like because obviously you can't diss. They're new, so they can't really diss other you know, it's not like American diss track where like, was it Ice Cube dissed Dr. Dre so hard, like literally that biggest diss track. Like you can't do that, especially when you're new to the field. But the way they diss like the system and they diss the way people talk. But they do it in a very classy, like play on words kind of thing. Like when you read the translation of the lyrics, you're like, this is so smart. But it also sounds very dope and it has a dope beat. So I listened to that many times and repeat. And I was like, who is this Bang Tan Sonya, whatever, BTS group? And then I listened to more of their shit. And then I started looking into it. And then then I fell into the rabbit hole. But I got into them through, like, just randomly through Suga. I got into them through Suga, so he's my bias. Yeah. When he came out with his, like, solo rap album, I was like, oh my lord, here he cometh. It was the best thing. I'm still waiting for his third fucking rap album. Where is it? His last one was 4 years ago. Anyway, but because of that, like, I got into it, and then I was like, okay, so they've been out since 2013. I've sort of gotten into them in 2017. I was like, right, let me look up every single video that exists of them online. And I actually
that's how they get you.
Yeah, I actually have, there's like an Excel folder online of like all BTS appearances that some groups of fans just collated from Dailymotion and YouTube and everything, and they put every date on every appearance, and like it's up to date. It's up to date, and it's been up to date for the last 5 years. Some people are respectably hardcore, and I'm just looking through it and like going through every video, just looking at things, and that's how I'm like, oh, what is this? I genuinely enjoy watching like the K-pop music shows, like especially Music Bank. I really like Music Bank because they have English subtitles on them, and I'm like, great, especially older Music Bank. I'm like, gimme, and that's how I know about FX. That's how I knew about like Red Velvet. That's how I knew. I was like, oh, this is great. That's how I knew about Infinite. That's how I knew about the rest of the groups. You know. Because you said that you're waiting for your bias, and you're like, "Ooh, these are not bad." Okay, I see you.
It's so true.
I see you.
Especially when they're doing military. It's so rough.
I mean, a lot of people said like, "Oh, thank God BTS is going into military. Finally, other groups can shine." But then BTS just did their solo shit, and they like staggered them going into the army, and unfortunately, like Jimin came out with his own album, Taehyung came out with his own album, or actually Taehyung just went like, "I'm just gonna be a freaking billion brands ambassador. I'm just gonna go on Vogue. I'm just gonna be Vogue." And they're like, oh, okay, he's too busy just being the hottest man alive. Okay. And then RM obviously is like, I want to get more into philosophy and like conceptual art. Suga, I'm not sure. Like, I'm just gonna release my rap albums. I was doing it already. I might just keep doing it. J-Hope went like a crazy viral. Like, changed his vibe from like this funny sunny guy into like, I'm just gonna be a boss ass bitch. Yeah, Jungkook just went full English. He has a full English album that went like on Billboard on his own. He like went full American for, and then like, no, Jungkook went full Twitch streamer. Like for the last a week, he got himself an entire, like, he doesn't stream on Twitch but on Weverse, just the app for idols. He just does full Twitch streams of like horror game playthroughs, and like he doesn't give a shit. I'm like, okay, he became a Twitch streamer basically. And I'm like, and because of this, unfortunately, the other groups like do win trophies and everything, but like it's not like the group disappeared for like 5 years or for 3 years or something. They're all still doing shit, just not together, but they're still unfortunately hogging a lot of the media attention. So I genuinely feel bad for Gen like 5 and Gen 6.
I feel so bad because like BTS are truly one of those groups that just all of them are built different.
They're what like they're what Super Junior used to be to everybody else.
Yeah,
and you're just like, oof.
It's crazy, especially when you find out that they had to go through a lot to rise up and become. Like,
yeah. Trust me, I know the story by heart. I've seen everything. It's literally started from the bottom. Now we're here. I feel like their agency, like, and that's the thing. Their agency had no money, like at all. They had like a failed girl group before, and so they were like, we're only gonna do a boy band, and we're only gonna do like rap because it was cool at the time. And then like even when the agency did everything they could to get them out there, but obviously at the time they literally debuted at the same time as EXO, which EXO had all the money in the world, okay, and all the support in the world. So they were like, what the fuck are you gonna do with EXO debuting at the same time, or like a little bit earlier than BTS? Like I was a mini album earlier, and you're like, dude, that's same time in K-pop terms.
It's gonna tank, yeah.
Yeah, and I think for the first 3 years, for the first albums, they kept tanking, and then, like, when they changed their concept, because to me, like, comparing to other groups at the time, they set the trend of, there used to be, like, love songs, and cutesy songs. And I feel like
right?
I feel like BTS came up and said, "Hey, let us write an entire album of conceptual, like, personal depression journey song, but make it conceptual and kind of fantasy and shit, and go crazy with it." I know EXO does fantasy, but it was like, we're werewolves, woo, or we're vampires, woo. BTS is like, nah, that shit basic. Let me write a story where if we're 7 friends, and only one of us time travels back in time every time, trying to save each one of his friends, but every time one of his friends dies when he doesn't, and you're like, and do it in song, and you're like, bro. Like, literally, you have to read essays to understand the music video and lyric references to every song. And I found, like, true love songs, they had a few, like, from the first, like, albums, but as you went later, every song was less about, like, hey, girl, you hot, I like you. It's more of, like, I've learned to love myself, I've understood that darkness follows me, and you're like, yeah, no, I feel you. And so I feel like they're not the first ones who did it, but I feel like a lot of modern K-pop is heavily based on that gen's. I know Aqua probably would disagree, but I feel like Blood, Sweat, and Tears, that one song has changed K-pop, because it was the one song where I was like, the beat is great, it's a dance song. I can't believe that Blood, Sweat, and Tears is a fucking almost an EDM track, but it's got crazy concepts. It's based off of, like, this what's it, philosophical novel. I'm not even sure who the philosopher is. Fucking Namjoon, with his 190 IQ, read some sort of a Western philosopher, a modern existentialism philosopher, and was like, hey, can I use imagery from this book in the music video? And the director's like, cool. Thanks for doing the work for me. And Suga's like, oh, cool, I'll write the rap, and that's it. Then we're done. Like, concept. And like, very unique, like, musical concept. Not very unique costuming, but, like, I think they were just so gender fluid in that video. It was bizarre. Like, I feel like before, you had to be, when you were a pretty boy, you still had to look manly. And then there was Jimin with whatever the fuck he was doing in Blood, Sweat, and Tears, where you were like,
yes, Jimin.
Man, woman, elf, god, whatever. It's fucking Park Jimin. And so I think from that, like, modern boy bands with a lot more ideas of, it's okay to use, like, all pastels and, like, do, like, I don't know, you don't need to have, like, as a more money, more bitches in your video. Like, it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to basically have a movie as your MV. Put Easter eggs in it. Yeah, put Easter eggs in it. The fans will do the legwork. They want to do the legwork. Let them.
You will.
Give them the chance. Love it.
It's crazy how, like, the popularity of one gen who wanted to do something different affects everything else.
I think because it became standard then. Like, I feel like now I'm watching a lot more Gen 4 and Gen 5, and I'm like, I'm seeing music beats, outfits, dance moves, not all of them, like, that'd be copyright, but, like, the vibes repeated from different albums of BTS. Maybe it's just me, but, like, I find, like, BTS have gone through, like, we're like cool, manly 90s school rappers, to, oh shit, I graduated school, I went into university, and now I'm an adult and I'm so scared, self-discovery, angst, and then, like, first self-discovery, then angst. And then, you know what? I learned to love myself through angst. And then, oh man, I'm like, now I feel like I'm lacking inspiration. Like, Black Swan was literally like, I've been an artist for so long, and I'm at a point where I'm like, am I an artist even? Do I know what I'm doing? Am I just following the herd? Or, like, you know, the entirety of Black Swan is just art. I'm gonna die on that hill. So, like, that. And then the new one, 7, which is like, no, you know what, we reclaimed our identity, we know who we are. I'm like, this is a fucking journey in album terms. And then Butter was just like, hey, you know what, we're big enough, we may get a Grammy. That was what Butter was for.
Butter.
No, literally, Dynamite and Butter was like, hey, we're really big in Korea and the rest of the world, should we try for a Grammy? We're Korean, so we probably won't get it, but maybe we can get Billboard. We need a song in full English, and let's make it a summer track. Let's go. And that's what it was.
Butter.
It was Butter.
But butter, I was trying, like, I'm not a bit like, I stick to my own hardcore groups, but the I found out about butter because I was playing Cookie Run Kingdom, and they had a collaboration with BTS where you
Uh-huh.
could play the songs in the rhythm game way, and you could win items. That was how I found out about butter, and I was like, God damn, this is such a good summer track. I
Yeah,
love
and the year
good
before
summer
was
tracks.
Dynamite, because they saw how Dynamite did, and they were just like, "Fuck, let's make another one." And not let's make it with Well, I'm not a very big fan of Megan, but like the Megan edit was also quite good. They're like, "Yeah, screw it, like we're Billboard ready," and like let's aim for that Grammy. And then when they didn't get it, it's like, "Nah, we need to go to the army. Let's focus on our own shit." But it was a nice try, fellas. Like it was kind of like, we're big enough, we can try it. Why not? Let's try it.
It's a good run.
Yeah.
They did perform at the Grammys, so I was just like, that was pretty great.
It was great. It was great because me as a fan of Sistar, like those girls I knew when they were still around. I knew summer was coming because they would make beautiful fun summer dance tracks. And then
Yeah,
when they
sis, yeah.
disbanded, I was still mourning that.
Was it
And
was
then
like
this
girlfriend or which band had a lot of like Gen 2 idols are I know through K-drama because a lot of them, a very big proportion actually diversified into K-drama. So that's because I watch a lot of K-drama from like 2013 and 14 where this Gen 2 groups are like kind of, starting to do more solo work, which most
Yeah.
of the time ends up like some go into solo album work, but a lot of them go into drama. So that's how like I
yeah.
see someone and then I look back at 2013 video of like a girlfriend summer track and I'm like, isn't she that actress from Doctor Stranger? Oh shit, she is. I was like, I didn't know she was in a girl group. That was my entire experience with Gen 2, I think. Was it girlfriend?
Because right.
Aqua, you know more. Who does really good summer tracks for Gen 2?
Yeah.
This is putting me on the spot. I'm blanking. Oh no.
No, it's just because I vaguely remember it was girlfriend with some really good like summer vibes. And like I think unlike other girl groups, a lot of their girl members were like naturally tanned rather than really really pale.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So that's why I always felt like every time they always came out with a summer hit, and they would always like do like either swimsuits or short shorts and do like they had that vibe that like I think they're called Girlfriend. I'm not sure.
G-friend?
Maybe. It's a four girl group.
Yeah, G-friend
Oh,
is
no,
different
that's,
from
6.
girlfriend because it's so funny because girlfriend and boyfriend are separate K-pop groups.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Summer track. Ha. God.
Well, anyway, this was fun. I think we should probably wrap it up because I don't know what time it is for you. For you, Aqua, it's probably 11, 12 p.m.
Yep. 11.
Yeah, it's getting late. I know tomorrow
bit.
is Saturday, but I mean, I also want to be quite and I know for you, yeah. What time is it for you? It's middle of the night, isn't it?
No, it's almost 7 in the morning.
Girl, I'm already feeling bad for like keeping you up.
Oh, don't worry. Before I have acclimated well to Aqua's time. The time difference between the Philippines and the UK is 7 hours. I'm ahead of him by 7. 8 whenever daylight savings is happening. So literally, Aqua says, if you want to sleep, I slept around midnight. I woke up in time to go to the roundtable. So don't worry, Aqua has been keeping me somewhat healthy. He keeps my schedule. I've acclimated to his sleep schedule, so his work schedule. So I have some sort of a routine. It's just not the correct routine for the country I'm in.
Yeah, I feel you. But yeah, I was just thinking we should probably wrap it up and give ourselves last maybe quick topic of conversation. We went through a lot of topics here.
We did.
Yeah, if I feel like Aqua, me and Cap just went on a fangirl spree, and Aqua just sat there awkwardly, like the poor third man in the group of fangirls. So, Aqua, do you
I'm
have?
fine. I got to make a lot of notes. Got a
Nice.
lot of research material now.
Yeah, well, I'm glad I could recommend to you a K-pop isekai system novel. I know a few others I
Yes.
can send your way. So I think the
please do.
yeah, because I found somebody else who appreciates this as well. You know what? There's a second one as well. I'll tell you now because I will forget otherwise. And they're all still ongoing, I think. But I think I'm on this like there's this app I'm reading it through, and it can actually there's a sort which says K-pop. So I could actually
They
where
know
is
the
it?
fan base.
Yeah. There's literal like it's a genre sort. Where is it? Oh, called From Acting Genius to Top Idol. That's one. So it's basically like this dude became the best actor in the industry. And he was about to die in a plane crash and makes a wish for another chance to live. And he's like, he gets this little Joseon dressed scholar who like brings him back in time before he became an actor. And he says, "How about you try music instead?" You know. And he basically becomes K-pop idol. And this one is a lot more about like it's less of like skills. I think it's more about resolving other people's things. It's like it's a regression. Yeah. Oh, there it is. It's showbiz. That was it. That was the tag I was looking for. Not K-pop, but showbiz. Yeah, debut or die from acting genius to top idol. What else?
To library.
Yeah. Season 2. Yeah, these are the two ones I know. There's one called it's not K-pop, but it's My Daughter, the Music Prodigy. It's quite good. It's about this dad.
Ooh.
It's about this musician writer dad. It's a lot more just drama, but it's really wholesome because it's like a single dad trying to raise his daughter. He's been in the music industry for so long, and then he kind of regresses, and you realize his daughter is a music prodigy, and he's like, "Oh, but I don't want her to get into showbiz, but also, you know, she's really good, you know, and that's what she wants to do." And it's like, you know, yeah, these three, I'd say.
To read that.
There we go. This is what. Okay, you know what, guys? This is the second time this has happened. Ranger Roundtable is just going to be recommendation swap between me and the guests of shit to read.
Awesome.
Awesome. All right. I need to now write up a bunch of stuff and find a way to add channel points to the stream. Thank you guys so much for coming. This was a lot of fun for me. Hopefully, I have a bunch of guests lined up to the end of the year, though, but hopefully I will go over the same lovely people once again in the next year, and then add some new ones, whoever wants to come. Availability as well. But definitely, you're both invited to some sort of a Christmas special I'll be doing, so if you guys want to come along, you'll know about the details once I plan it. But
Okay. Thank you for inviting us.
of course, I
Making
love you
sure we
guys.
keep on track as a fellow ADHD. Like I
Oh,
have
no.
ADHD hyperfixation where Aqua knows I'm gonna crash out. It's like I do a lot of shit and then I crash out.
How did
For
how
5
was
hours.
yeah how was this me keeping you on track? This was chaotic as fuck.
Oh no, it's like before we actually got here, like you're asking us, okay, are you done with your drawing? Are you done with the thumbnail? Are
Oh,
you
okay.
done with because it's like my brain I have so many projects going on all at the same time. So sometimes I do
Yeah.
forget. And then to keep me focused, sometimes people are like, where is this thing? And I'm like, oh shit, yeah, thank you. I'll do that.
Yeah, pretty much. Well,
Like ADHD life.
yeah, I feel that, but like I find like I have the hyperfixation of like if there's a project with deadlines and things happening, I feel like if it's just me, I will never get shit done. But if it's me and other people, the guilt of making people wait and disappointing other people makes me organized.
I feel that. It's the same thing of my friend used to pretend he was coming over. He'd call me and like, I'm coming in an hour. And I'm like, oh shit, okay, I'm gonna go clean the house. And he never actually comes over. It's just for me to clean the
And
house.
he's just like, I'm glad you cleaned the house. But I feel like if you do this too many times, you immediately start like being like, he's not really coming over, and you turn lazy, right? You need to actually
Yeah.
follow through
Yeah.
sometimes to like, you never know.
That's
Could be true.
that's why ADHD is such a hard thing to cope with because it works until it doesn't, and you have to keep finding a new thing.
Yeah. I started doing this like at work. I can't focus anymore, so I do like I have so much video content I need to consume. So I do like 5 minutes work, 5 minutes video, 5 minutes work, 5 minutes video. Like this short. Because then I have like I feel like I haven't forgotten what the movie video is about that I'm watching yet, but also I can pay attention to the video and then I can pay attention to the work. Sometimes I do the 5 minutes of work and then I get like my little alarm on my hand. I'm like, shut up, and I turn it off and I just get going to work. And then like 30 minutes later, I'm like, oh shit, oh well, good, that's what I needed to do. This is good. Like I get annoyed by the timer going off before I was done, and I was like, no, not now. And then I'm focused on the work. So hey, I tricked my brain into doing work. Yeah. Awesome.
Try doing that.
Yeah.
Because ADHD always feels like finding a new way to trick you into doing things.
Yes, but that's just, it's fine. We deal with it. I mean, this works for me because my incentive is I'm in the middle of the C drama and it's an hour long and I have 5-minute intervals. I want to finish this episode today, but I can't do something and watch the C drama because I need to read the subtitles. So I have to do the pauses between, right? So every 5 minutes of work, I get rewarded. And then if I get into some sort of a part of my work, that's good. Then I'm distracted for 30 minutes doing work, which is what's the plan.
Yes.
You know.
Dopamine goes burr.
Dopamine goes burr. I think it's more like I get pissed off that my time slot is done. So I'm like, no. I need more time. Well, anyway. Right.
Great.
Be safe. Yeah. Be safe with the hurricane. Tell us how, like, keep updated, keep Aqua updated, keep us updated on your well-being. Hope your family and friends are safe. Hope you have
Make sure to charge your power banks.
Yes, definitely.
Oh shit! True. I have to recharge everything. Thank you.
Power
Thank you
banks,
for having
and
us.
also save up some water just in case water gets shut down, like in bottles.
Oh yeah.
That's something.
I will.
My grandma used to fill up the bathtub when she knew like summer came over, and like we would sometimes have like water cut off for no reason because old building in Russia. She would like fill up the bathtub fully, and we're like, you know, use that as a water reserve for like it was like probably they would shut it for like a day, but like that was our war reserve for a day, for like cooking and cleaning and all of that. So yeah.
I will do that after this.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Okay. Have a wonderful evening/morning, and yeah. Bye-bye. We're not gonna raid. I feel I'm a bit tired, so we're just gonna end it here.
Yeah.
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 See you. Take care.